morning. Welcome to Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm your host, John Marks. Good morning to everybody listening on 97.5 FM WPEN. Good morning on the Fanatic app. Got to download that Fanatic app. Live content, video content, everything on demand that we offer. And good morning, of course, to everybody watching live on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to 97.5 The Fanatic. Hit that little thumbs up button. Boom. It means you like it. All right. If you don't watch on YouTube, you should definitely check it out either live or on demand. Again, just make sure you're subscribed to 97.5 The Fanatic. As we say, good morning, back from New Orleans. Ray Dunn. Good morning, Raymond.
Good morning, Johnny. I'm glad I have a voice.
You do have a voice. Why wouldn't you have a voice?
As of yesterday, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the voice still had not returned.
From screaming or just from being sick?
Obviously, just a great broadcast. That was obviously the only thing that took my voice away in New Orleans.
Ray was down for the Lady Owls as they took on who?
Tulane,
yes. The Green Wave of Tulane. And victorious?
Overtime victory.
No!
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Congratulations.
Great trip.
How about that?
Ray is back as we welcome. He's got a nice pie face this morning. His name's Sean Brace. What's up, pie face?
Over under 4.5 hurricanes for Ray.
Over.
Ray?
A surprising under. It was not the drink. There was only one to be had. The pricing is just too much.
Yeah. So what'd you do?
How much are they?
It was like $18 where we were.
I was going to say.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Whoa.
So.
Did you stick to what? Bottles? Just beer?
No. The rum and Cokes were flowing.
Okay. Nice work. There you go.
All right.
Nice.
Well, of course, the lot to talk about today. Trey Burton, Phillies special, the new 30 for 30 that's coming out. Trey Burton, who was obviously a big part of that play, will join us coming up at 1 o'clock today to talk about everything from it. We have a lot to talk about with the Eagles. Of course, Sean, breaking news this morning. I don't know if you saw this. Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow. You know what that means, Ray? 6 more weeks of winter.
We're living in hell.
Yeah, we really are.
There is not a single self-respecting adult that has winter as their favorite season.
If they do, they're lying.
They're lying.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm born in January. Shut up.
Yeah.
Celebrate it in the summer.
Well, I guess if you live in Colorado, maybe.
No, this blows.
This is terrible.
Yeah, this is terrible.
I think this is our 10th straight day that we are in the 20s. If you look at the future outlook as far as this week, we're getting a high of like 31. It's insane. I can't take the white stuff anymore. Not the snow. This on the car.
You're not talking about drugs,
no,
right? All right.
No, I'm talking about the stuff that is on the car and you rub up against it, and the next thing you know,
the salt residue.
Your pants are caked in it. My jacket, it looks like I haven't washed my jacket in 3 years.
Yeah.
I can't take it.
It's tough. Maybe that's why Vic Fangio wants to retire Sean Brace.
How about that?
So, Adam Schefter, what is he talking about? He dropped it. What is he talking about? We all speculated. And I was the one very aggressively that came out and was like, Vic's not retiring. You people are stupid.
Same.
That's not going to happen. That's so unprofessional at this point if he were to retire. And then we had heard, and we didn't go to air with it, but then word started to circulate that it was Vic. And it's something that he maybe had even done last year and had to kind of be talked back or like, hey, all right, he's not retiring. So that's what we heard last week after the Schefter stuff was. It's not the stadium. It's not Lane Johnson. Vic was thinking about retiring, right? Or Vic had said he was retiring. Whatever actually happened with the conversation, that was the word after the Schefter stuff.
Yeah.
And then this weekend, it comes out Jimmy Kempski, I guess, was either given permission or just decided, I don't care. I'm going to put it out there. But he puts it out there. So this was definitely something that everybody on the inside had kind of heard. And I was surprised for the same reasons that we just mentioned, which was Vic Fangio is a pro. He's been doing this for decades.
Yep.
You don't just, after the people are going through the process and you just lost a good young coach to a rival to be their defensive coordinator. I'm pretty annoyed with Vic Fangio. And I like Vic. I hope he comes back. I'm glad he's coming back. If that's the case, it has nothing to do with him being an all-time defensive coordinator and his defensive acumen and things like that. But maybe Vic is just one of these guys that this is almost how he is after every season, where he's so burnt out from the season and he says, I want to retire until he doesn't want to retire anymore. That's fine. But at this point, it actually got out in the media to where Adam Schefter's dropping bombs about we're potentially talking about something. And that something was Vic Fangio retiring. Now, it looks like he's coming back, and that's great. But it's also, I guess I just don't understand it. You know that you have a young coach on your staff that everybody in the organization agrees you're not going to be able to keep him very long because teams are going to come calling for him, which they did. If you know that and you're Vic Fangio, don't you look at it and even before the season's over and say, it's his time? He doesn't have to retire if he doesn't retire. But if you're thinking about retirement and you're actually telling the team that you want to retire, don't you know that in advance to where you can then say, okay, this guy he should get the job. I'm going to retire so the team can keep Christian Parker. Maybe you say, this is my last season, and you let Christian Parker know you're the guy in the wings. You're waiting in the wings. I don't know contractually if they do that or whatever. I'm just surprised that Vic Fangio did this, and it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, annoying is definitely the right word. Somewhat surprising, right, because we think so highly of Vic Fangio, and not only us here in Philadelphia. Everybody does at the professional level. 25-plus years as somewhat of a coordinator, a head coach in whatever capacity at the NFL level. Yeah, his reputation is solid. But, these guys have egos, right? Like, these guys are professionals. And if it's something as big as, like, I'm going to walk away, I need to figure that out before to a point. I'm just playing a little devil's advocate.
Before the week before the Super Bowl? Yeah.
Like maybe I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe something just hit me. But in a perfect scenario, especially when you do have a young up-and-coming coach like Christian Parker, who's 34, who, oh, by the way, was with Vic Fangio while he was the head coach at the Denver Broncos. So there's a little bit of a relationship there. Do the right thing. Do the right thing, Vic. And clearly he was a little selfish. But I've never been in that position. I look forward to the day I can retire, whatever that is. 2000
about 45 years left,
67 maybe. But I'm with you though. Like, Vic, come on, man. And we had Zach Berman on. Zach Berman made the comment on a different show. We played it where he said they spoke really highly of Christian Parker, and this one stung. Their hope, the Eagles' hope, was that Parker could slide in when Fangio would step down, but Fangio did not step down. And then all of a sudden we get hit with this juggernaut. Right. Yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, and it was explained to me that this is kind of Vic. Last year, they kind of talked him off the ledge, and then he came back and whatever, and they thought it was the same thing this year. But they actually, he told them he was retiring, and it kind of left them scrambling. Now, even before this was out, what we had heard was that they think they're going to be able to talk back into him, and then sure as whatever, Vic kind of changed his mind on the fly or whatever. What is this, Brett Favre? Is this going to be the Brett Favre situation of the Eagles where every year you're doing this with Vic Fangio? John, if this doesn't get out, we don't know anything about it. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know if it's that big of a deal anyway, but, you want the best coaches on your staff. You want to be grooming guys that can step in. That's not always able to be done. We just had to go outside the organization for your last offensive coordinator. You had a guy right there. So you'd hope. Now, if Vic Fangio does, because it's still not he's back 100%. It looks like he's changed his mind or he's going to give him one more year, right?
Yeah, you couldn't get the spokesperson from the Eagles to confirm that he was defensive coordinator, which is an odd thing to be happening as we turn the page to February and your season's been over for 3 weeks.
Right. Well, now's the time to decide whether you're coming back or not. Hey, Vic, if you don't want to come back, and I'm not worried that he's going to be half-heartedly doing it. I think once you start the process, he's in.
Yeah.
But it's a long season.
Sure.
He's probably burnt out. But once he gets back into it, I think he's going to be there. But if he's not, then it's time to move on now. It's time to get a defensive coordinator now. Jim Schwartz
there you go.
Potentially could be available. He's still under contract to the Browns, so I don't think they're just going to release him from the contract. You might have to give something. A draft pick, I'm not really sure. But Jim Schwartz is a top defensive coordinator. And here's the thing. You have this roster and this team. I don't want to just say, well, you have the defense. Who does it really matter who the coordinator is? No. You need a top guy to work with guys like this, to motivate your young players. The defensive players love Jim Schwartz. The Browns players love Jim Schwartz. The Eagles players love Jim Schwartz. Fletcher Cox and those defensive linemen love Jim Schwartz. So, Vic, we love you. You want a Super Bowl. You'll live in Philadelphia sports infamy. Right? Maybe the Phillies. He's too mad about the Phillies offseason, and that's really affected him, too.
Bichette. It irked everybody.
Unbelievable.
That's what happened.
Yep.
And
We
then
have a good club.
Jim Bowden's giving us a C minus.
The issue is, if I was him, I would want to focus on anything else. Like, when it comes to me in the Phillies offseason, I would want to lock in anywhere else. Why doesn't we just want to lock in with the Birds defense?
It's a fine line.
You got to look at the Birds defense also from October on. Look at it over the last 2 seasons. September, they're figuring things out. Once the Phillies get eliminated from the playoffs, that defense goes from good to elite.
That's true.
That's a Fangio trend right there.
So this is all Phillies related.
It might all be Phillies related.
Phillies season's over. Eagles defense becomes elite. Vic's retiring after Bo Bichette. I think we found it, Ray.
There you go.
I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but
We have a good club.
let's get real with it for just a second with the Eagles. If Vic does retire, what's your outlook for next year? Very bleak over here.
No, it doesn't change
It changes a ton for me.
Why?
He was the main reason why we were even believing this year, right? The defense.
Well, I mean, maybe you're looking at the defensive coordinator. I look at players. I'm not telling you that I don't need a good coaching. Of course, good coaching matters. And if Vic did retire, putting the team behind the 8 ball, that's for sure.
Sure.
Bunch of guys bunch of the top coordinators already
You
signed.
still have Quinyon, you still have Cooper, you still have some guys up front. Maybe you do get Jim Schwartz and Myles Garrett comes with them. Maybe. Is that a possibility?
Second round draft pick for Myles Garrett and Jim Schwartz
And VJ Edgecombe, put him in the deal too.
I was just I didn't know. I didn't know that once that's what we heard, and it's like, all right, and then Jimmy Kempski reported it, and then everybody else confirmed the report. Which, by the way, everybody knew. It was a matter of who was going to put it out there.
Hang on though. Could I add another?
Yeah.
Let's throw a log into the fire. I think there's something different that Schefter was referencing.
Really?
Yes.
You think?
I continue to add to this. This list is long. The banner continues to get longer inside the studio. Yes, today there was breaking news, according to Zach Berman and everybody that covers the league, that there will be a game played in Spain next year.
And the Eagles are going to be playing.
The Eagles are one of those teams that could be potentially playing in that game. I think that's it.
Did Schefter backdoor in the looking like that he had this information that nobody else had?
He's got everything. It's just like one by one. That's what he was referencing. No. It's not that. It's this. And it continues to just build.
Yes. It was Lane.
Yep.
And then it was the 30 for 30.
Yep.
And then it was Vic.
Yep.
And now
Stadium.
it's Spain. Yeah. Oh, I forgot the
Stadium was involved in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the stadium.
Shefty knows all.
Also-
All hail King Shefty.
Also, I did throw out the fact that it could be Lori's son potentially taking over the president.
But you're the only one that I heard say that. You were the only person to report that.
I'm throwing stuff out there. But this was reported today. Zach Berman
Saw
said
it.
the one thing that could lock him in is the Bears game. It's an away game, and that could be potentially moved to Spain. And for my money, I think it was something that Shefty knew. It was concrete, right? Like, could Vic, he have a little sniff of it? Maybe. Sure.
Is Howie telling him this stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure that people have Howie's number on the cell phone. Yeah.
This has to be real because this is getting put out there right now as a pressure play. Like, yo, Vic, it's February. We need you to make a decision. Yes. Now people are going to be talking about that. The last thing Fangio needs is to show up to a presser at some point in the spring and have like 10 questions about his future. Like,
well, he does have to decide now. He can't wait till April.
Well, that's what I mean. But this is out now because this is designed. Like, this is hey, yo, man, Christian Parker's gone. Jim Schwartz is feuding with the Browns. We watched Gannon get picked up by the Packers, man. Like, we're like 2 weeks away from you deciding and us having to be like, yo, Sean Desai, what you up to, my man? We need you for a defensive coordinator.
Sean McDermott,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
come back
down.
to Philadelphia. Well, you bring up Jonathan Gannon. I thought the funniest thing of anything I saw this weekend was after that story broke and the name, by the way, he's already with the Packers, Jonathan Gannon, so you couldn't bring him in.
Thank you.
But Jonathan Gannon, like, could there be a worse hire than Jonathan Gannon coming back here? As if the fans are pissed off enough about the whole Patullo situation. You're going to bring in a guy that was probably hated worse. All right, not hated worse than Patullo.
No, yeah.
But not liked by Patullo. The team was rolling to a Super Bowl, and everybody hated him.
On that level. He's definitely on that level. That's for sure. When I saw Gannon's name pop up, too, it took me a second. I'm like, didn't he take the Packers job?
Well, he also screwed the Eagles by what happened with that, Ray, where he was –
I'm coming back.
And then he changed his mind. And
Fangio had gone to the Dolphins at that point, so they were left scrambling because their plan was if he leaves, we were going to get Fangio.
Defensive guys. Are they all, like, crazy in the head? Afraid of commitment?
Not
What's going
sure
on
if it's
there?
a defense thing or just coaching at the NFL level.
Oh, okay.
And then Gannon was talking to the Cardinals behind the Eagles' back.
Right.
As if he could have just said, hey, they're interested in me. And then, so then Jeffrey Lurie was mad and they had a whole tampering situation. No, but remember with Jim Schwartz, the Super Bowl season, early in the season, he was torpedoing Doug Peterson, and they actually rallied around Doug. The offense rallied around Doug Peterson because Schwartz walked around the building like he was the head coach and Doug was going to get whacked. Jeff McClain reported on it early in the season. That
seems like a Jim Schwartz deal. Yeah, I could see it.
The one quote was that the only person that doesn't know that Jim is undercutting Doug is Doug himself. Doug was the only coach or player that didn't know it. Right. We'll ask Trey Burton at 1 o'clock about that situation.
I'm a fan of Jim Schwartz. I liked his style. I remember talking to Malcolm Jenkins after that season about Jim Schwartz and detail.
They love him.
Oh, they love him. And there's a lot to like. And he's, again, when you do good things with the Cleveland Browns, that tells me all I need to know, that you are pretty good at your craft. I get it. You have Myles Garrett. You have some other players that have been with him over the years there. But, man, he's had a great defense. The only thing that is keeping that team afloat and possibly not to be relegated to some other league is the defensive side of the ball with the Cleveland Browns. So Jim Schwartz, look, Vic, figure it out. I feel like he's coming back.
I
right?
do too.
But now are we entering into, like, it's the off season, so you have to throw the question mark for the engagement? Is that what we're seeing today? Or is this a real deal possibility that Vic is undecided?
I based on everything we heard last week, he told them he was retiring.
But I continue to see articles even this morning that are like, this is who could replace him if he steps down. I'm with you.
Yeah, well, they need content.
Okay.
They need content. And by the way, it has not been announced that he's back. Yeah, he could not be back, Ray.
Declined comment. They declined to confirm the fact that he was the defensive coordinator. That's not good. It's the I was last night, and I know you're going to roll your eyes when I say this. I was at Friends, and he had Bill Simmons and Cousin Sal on for the live
Cousin
hour.
Sal. Yeah, Cousin Sal. Love Cousin.
It was an entertaining bit, but he was talking about Drake May playing in the Super Bowl. And he's like, there's about 3 different answers you could give to a guy who's hurt. The answer of, oh, yeah, he's going to be out there. Yeah, he's fine. Or the, yeah, he'll play. Or the, no, he's not playing.
Right.
And he's hearing a lot of the, oh, yeah, he'll play when it comes to the Patriots and Drake May. For Vic Fangio, there's 3 answers you could give when it comes to, is he going to be the defensive coordinator? Oh, yeah, that's our defensive coordinator. Oh, yeah,
They're not saying that.
I think
You're
he's
right.
coming back. Or no, he's not. Right now we're getting the, yeah, I think he's coming back.
Because he clearly hasn't given the, I'm back.
Wait, you watched Bill Simmons live?
Well, I mean, we watched the recorded version of the live podcast.
So hang on, you and a friend hanging out,
Super Bowl
watching
props, man. It's
Cousin
so funny.
Sal and Bill Simmons.
I understand why he's the Podfather, man. He's a funny guy.
And it's
I'm
on
a fan.
it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, of course. Yeah, because you got to watch your podcast now.
Yeah, he's boss there. Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, them talking themselves into someone breaking the rushing record for the Super Bowl. That's good content. It's good content.
I'm glad somebody's talking about the Super Bowl.
All right, 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. Vic Fangio is back, maybe. We'll see. We'll keep you updated. I'm sure. I'm waiting for Schefter's 8 a.m. spot on Wednesday to hear what he has to say about it. And was that even what Schefter was talking about?
We're going to Spain.
You know what? Did he luck into it? Like the Phillies almost lucked into Bo Bichette before totally screwing that up? 610-632-0975.
We have a good club.
On the other side, the other big news of the weekend, and I guess this was far bigger news because this has actually happened. Paul George suspended 25 games for violating the NBA's anti-drug policy. It's the most Sixer-ish thing ever.
Here we go again.
There's no other team in the city that this would ever happen to. The night of the 2001 anniversary, Paul George just had how many? 9 of 15 from threes. He's back. Teams marching to the finals. Nope, 25-game drug suspension. We'll discuss coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Paul George suspended. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Saturday, the 76ers announced that Paul George suspended 25 games for violating the NBA's anti-drug problem. Anti-drug program. Prior to the game, Nick Nurse was asked about George's absence.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, disappointed for sure. But those guys that have been playing, we got to figure out who's going to replace some of the things he does and the positionally and defensively and shots and all that kind of stuff.
For one night, they were able to go on without him as they beat the Pelicans 124-114. Joel Embiid had 40 points in the game. Tonight, the 76ers begin a 5-game road trip with a 10 p.m. tip-off against the Clippers. Over the weekend, it was reported that Vic Fangio is likely to return to the Eagles as defensive coordinator despite contemplating retirement following the season. Eagles apparently had reached out to Jonathan Gannon and Jim Schwartz while concerned about the retirement of Fangio, according to Philly Voice's Jimmy Kemsky. We'll have Trey Burton, Super Bowl 52 champion, on with us at 1 o'clock to talk about the upcoming 30 for 30 on the Phillies special and relive some of the memories from that season. This update is brought to you by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Ray Zone, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, Best Birds Talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
John Mark, Sean Brace, Raymond Nunn on a chilly Monday morning. But it was a chilly Saturday afternoon. Is that when this news came down?
That's right.
Paul George suspended 25 games following a violation of NBA's drug policy. This is not a PED. So this is not a PED suspension, right? This is the for an improper medication. And Paul George said the following in a statement: over the past few years, I've discussed the importance of mental health. And in the course of recently seeking treatment for an issue of my own, I made the mistake of taking an improper medication. I take full responsibility for my actions and apologize to the Sixers organization, my teammates, and the Philly fans for my poor decision-making during this process. I'm focused on using this time to make sure that my mind and body are in the best condition to help the team when I return. So there's Paul George. Here's what I don't understand about it. He said that he's talking about mental health, which everybody knows is important, as do I. We've talked about mental health struggles that we've had, Sean. Even last week we were talking about it. So he says he takes full responsibility, and then he apologizes for his poor decision-making during the process. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I there's a lot of BS that's going on with well, I had my mental health, and I took an improper medication, but it was a poor decision. Here's Shaquille O'Neal on Inside the NBA. What could it be? What could he have taken? Was it a mistake? Did he know what he was taking? Because whenever guys get suspended for steroids, it's all, I didn't know that it was in this GNC product that I took. I had no idea. Blah, 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 blah. Here's Shaquille O'Neal.
I want to say that, they give us a booklet on what to do and what not to do. And they also give you inside the booklet how long it takes to get rid of something. So, I don't want to elaborate what he was doing or what he was doing, but, stuff like this should not happen because they give you the booklet that said, don't take this, and this, the letter of the law. Do not take any of these things. And when you've been in the league this long, you know what it is. They test you 3 to 4 times a year, but this is definitely going to hurt them.
All right, so that's Shaq. So you know what you can take and what you can't take. If you did take it, it tells you how long it takes to get out of your system. They're actually giving you the answers to the test. Hey, if you take this, you need this long to get it out of your system. They do that for a reason. They don't want to suspend guys. They don't want this coming out. But if it's not a PED and it's something he's saying he's using for his mental health, by the way, it better be something that he was using for his mental health, and it better not be some type of ecstasy or something like that he tests positive for. Yeah, sure. Because that'll look really bad. If you're going to say that it's mental health stuff, all right, now let's talk. What are we talking about? Because there are things out there. Forever, it took for society, for everybody, for pot, to where it was before, when I was growing up, if you got caught with a dime bag in your pocket when you were driving around the local neighborhood, you were in the newspaper saying you were arrested for drugs. You were arrested for drugs.
Yep.
Now people realize that it's medicine, and it's recreationally legal in a lot of places. Medicinally, it's illegal in Pennsylvania. So it's not, everybody realizes that marijuana 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it's accepted by society. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, the NBA stopped randomly testing players for marijuana 2019, 2020. I believe that was the last time that was something that they were doing. So we can rule that out.
Right.
That is not what's happening here. I'm glad you pointed out that it's not a PED because that was what I was under the impression. And again, when he goes out there and has his 9 3-points in a game against that wasn't against the Kings. I forget who it was.
Pelicans? Oh, they just played
the Pelicans. It was the Bucks. He was 9 of 15 against the Bucks for 32. So I would imagine that's when the red flags went off at the league office. Wait a minute, what's Paul George got going on down there in Philly? Oh, by the way, the game against the Kings was mental health night. I think that's something to put out there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was mental health night down there at the Sixers game where he scored 15. That was his last game in a Sixers uniform. We won't see him for 24 more. It's a big loss right now, John, because he's been playing much better than he has. And, oh, by the way, since he was signed by the Sixers, now just think about all the games he's going to miss. And then look at last year how many games he missed. This contract, this deal, all in all, is a disaster. It absolutely is. You're right. He needs to step to the podium and give us a little bit more details. I'm sure he's probably waiting for that latest podcast. The drop. I don't think he's doing.
He does the podcast.
Well, he might. He's got plenty of time now.
I don't think he's ever going to talk about it. I think this is it. Unless somebody gets the info and leaks it.
Somebody will get the info. Somebody should get the info, right? Again, what is it? It's not, as Shaq pointed out, this guy has been around the league for a long time. He's 35 years old, 9-time All-Star, 6-time member of All-NBA team. Paul George knows better. So I'm wondering, too, is this a party drug? Is this Paul George? Look, I throw it in Google search, and it will throw opiates back at you. It will throw cocaine back at you. It will throw LSD back at you. And then we were talking about mushrooms, which can slip into that LSD world.
Right. I wonder. So in California, and Paul's from California, and I have friends that live out there. A lot of people microdose like these chocolate-covered mushrooms.
Everybody's microdosing.
Right.
People work 40 hours a week on mushrooms. And then we'll tell you, there's nothing wrong with it.
It's supposed to take the edge off. It's supposed to help if you're
mushrooms.
Like you were talking about taking anxiety medication.
Yes.
Supposedly this is what people take it for. Take the edge off. Same reason why people would maybe take gummies or things like that. Yeah. Ketamine is now used for behavioral health type things.
All of a sudden work turned into a party. I'm down. I get it.
Wait.
So what?
Are we not allowed to do the show on shrooms?
We are not allowed to be shrooming on the air. That would be a bad thing. Trust me.
Wait, what?
I would probably not be employed anymore. I mean, guys, listen. Look, it's been decades.
And we know the microdosing, yes. And there's been studies on it, so I'm not trying to make light of it. If you're out there and you're able to make that work, God bless you. But Paul George is an NBA player for the 76ers.
What I'm saying is that if he indeed was taking something like that is still on the banned list, then you got to realize that's on the ban list, and you can't take it.
Correct.
Because if you take it, you're going to cost yourself $12 million.
Oh,
Which
that's
essentially, it's like $470,000 a game. Are you kidding me? A game? He doesn't even play every game. Oh, this money's unbelievable. $51 million this year. They actually saved the Sixers. You know who the happiest guy about this was?
Daryl Morey?
Not a rival. Josh Harris. Because this saves the Sixers $6 million on top of the salary they're not getting in luxury tax payments.
Something else bringing up his name, too, as well. So I'm sure he's happy that's taking some highlight off it as well this weekend. So God bless. But I would just say, Paul George, I would like to know a little bit more. He gave us this blanket statement, right? And then it got picked apart by the guys from the inside the NBA. So that tells me a little something. Chuck said, I think it's something fishy.
He said it was fishy.
Fishy, yeah.
But if it's this, like for a while where in the NFL, hey, you need Percocets, pop pills, like here's a whole handful of painkillers.
Unfortunately, yes.
As opposed to let me have some cannabis that can help me with pain, that can help me with the mental struggles of everything. The leagues have wisened up and realized that, this isn't, we'd much rather do that than give pain pills and things like that.
Especially the NBA. I think that they're a little bit more towards the player than other leagues, if I'm fair in saying that.
Okay, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But if there's other things that are out there that are more experimental than, you're not getting a prescription for antidepressants that you see on TV when you're watching games on Sundays. There's stuff that's out there that I believe may help people with mental health stuff. But if it's banned, it's banned.
Yeah. And
if you're taking it, you're risking it. So I just hope that it really is something where even if it's something like, and again, we're speculating here, but even if it is something like mushrooms or something like that, to where there are a lot of people out there that swear by this stuff, at least to me, I'd say, well, it makes sense. Rather than taking a medication by a pharmaceutical company where the side effects are, here's 5,500 things that are side effects that can happen. Something that's more natural, I'm all for it, but I hope that's what it is. And he's kind of left this open. And he has. And now a lot of people are wondering how this affects the team. Because, Sean, this is the biggest Sixerish thing ever. Because he goes 9 for 15 from 3. The team feels like that it's really starting to, like there's something there now. Paul George is back. Look how he's playing. Edgecombe, Maxey, and B's been playing out of his mind. You add George to that. They have a pretty good rotation. McCain is shooting threes off the bench. Like, oh, my God, you're touting them the NBA Finals. And now this happens.
Might be a bad take after it's all said and done. But, I was believing. And I don't know. I think this kind of pushes them into a position of like, hey, if we can trade him now, there's two ways I look at it. One, it kind of makes me more a little bit proactive in trading him. If you can, it takes two to tango. Obviously, if a team wants to take that contract on, we understand. But that's number one for me. Number two is, well, he's got the next 24 games off. He's going to be healthy for the right time of year.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, so Zach Lowe, NBA insider, said the Sixers will be totally fine without Paul George with minimal impact during the regular season. Is he right? We'll play that for you, and we'll talk about it. Does this change the way that you're thinking about the Sixers? 610-632-0975. We'll take your phone calls and your texts. With that coming up next, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Eagles hire
crazy things that have happened to the 76ers in the last 12 years. I don't know. It's been just a laundry list, but I think 25 games, they'll survive. Kelly Oubre's back and playing well. Quentin Grimes will play more. Jared McCain has found his game a little bit. Regular season, I think it doesn't affect them that much, but to be a serious playoff team, a team that, they've looked like, hey, with Embiid playing like this, we can make some noise. They need to be at full strength. So hopefully he stays in peak tip-top condition through this time, comes back, and it's seamless. Regular season, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, that's Zach Lowe, NBA insider. We're back, Middays with Marks. Marks, Brace, Ray Dunn. I was surprised that Ray was the one that was like, I don't think they're going to be fine. Like, why wouldn't they be fine? I mean, what do we think? He's essentially saying where the Sixers are right now is where the Sixers will end up being, right? He's not saying they're going to make a push and be the second overall seed. He's not saying they're falling out of the playoffs. He's saying they're going to pretty much be where they are right now. You disagree?
Yeah, I mean, 25 games with Paul George when you're only, at this point, 3.5 out of the 2 seed? I would prefer their chances than 25 games without Paul George, while you're also just 4.5 up on the last. I don't think you're falling out of the play-in, missing the playoffs entirely, but you fall into the play-in with a team that there's been serious inconsistency with. You're telling me one game could decide this team's fate? That's a concern for me. Right now you're sitting at 6th. You're going to be without Paul George. I get it. At this point, he's a $50 million role player, but how many wings do you have? Oubre and? There's a legitimate concern for me. I look at this group and say the one thing they're deficient on is wings. They've got Oubre and George. George is one of the players that plays both sides of the floor for them. While it might not be the 25, 20, even 20-point score that you had in the past with Paul George, basketball-wise, there is a concern for me not having him out on the floor. And who takes those minutes? I love the story of Justin Edwards. Am I counting on Justin Edwards to be the one that is Paul George here? That's my concern. That's when I hear him say they're going to be fine. Well, yeah, from the national perspective, yeah, you're still going to get to say at the beginning of the playoffs, you're going to get to hop on Amazon and be like, well, with Embiid healthy, anything's possible for the Sixers team. For someone that actually cares about the 76ers, them dropping into the play-in does have me concerned.
Okay. All right. They'll have him back for 9 games, 9 games.
I believe so. Yeah.
After the suspension is over. He's also only really being suspended, let's face it, 12 games at most. Because he's not playing. He's pretty much sitting out every other game.
That's a good point. He's played 27 total.
Yeah, and they played 48 games.
Correct.
I think. Yeah. So, all right, maybe not that, but you know what I'm saying. He's this isn't the standard. If Joel Embiid at his height when he's playing the most that he was playing, missing him for 25 games is a big deal.
Yeah.
Paul George at this point is probably he's your third option, some nights fourth option, and I just don't think the drop-off is that big of a deal. Kelly Oubre out there, now you're adding somebody from that would have been a bench player now that starts. I still like the starting 5. I do, and Sean actually had the best point of them all. He's going to be rested. He's going to be healthy. There's time before the end of the regular season and when the playoffs start for him to get in shape, get in basketball shape. He can still be working out when he's suspended. I don't think he can work out with the team, but he'll have a good 7-8 games once his suspension's over to play in to get him ready.
It's not so much that you like having Oubre out there. It's that there's 30 minutes that have to be filled because Oubre's playing close to 30 himself anyways. You have 30 minutes of Paul George minutes to be filled by someone who's not Paul George. I'm not telling you that, again, he's all NBA Paul George. He's the $50 million player you signed for. He is better than the other options you have.
All right, what's his WAR? Rest of the season. How many wins does Paul George in these 24 games, 25 games mean and not?
If it was 2, that could be the difference between you being 6 and, oh man, I'm walking to a 6-7 joke here. But the difference between you being a playoff team and being a play-in team. That's the issue for me. Because, again, the margin's razor thin. I think this team, with the inconsistency night to night that we've seen with them all year long, we'll have the exciting wins. And because we were so eagled up for a long time, those frustrating losses, it's we're not really that upset about it because there's no expectation here. And now that we're at a point where it's this team has a healthy Embiid and they actually could do something with a healthy Embiid, you lose Paul George. And it does impact your chances of legitimately doing something. If you believe in them legitimately doing something.
I don't.
Well, that's maybe why you're unbothered today.
But I don't think it changes it. This is still a team that hopefully wins a playoff series. And then, does anybody really believe, other than Sean, and he doesn't really believe that they're getting to the finals? Because that doesn't change it for me.
I'm still holding on to it, but it is leader in the clubhouse for worst take
Now,
of the year so far.
Bobby Marks was on, former NBA GM ESPN. He was on with the guys earlier. He was saying that you still can trade him even though he's suspended.
Yeah.
So let's just, to bring in the Giannis discussion, because you need Paul George as a part of it to make the trade work because of money.
$111 million, Johnny Marks.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
So you'd have to have Paul George to do it. And you can trade him even though he's suspended.
Yep.
That's what Bobby Marks said.
Correct.
All right, so you still could entertain that. Honestly, this would be an extremely unpopular take. Why aren't the Sixers considering trying to move on from Joel Embiid? I mean, all this talk about all these other things with, Paul George, and now we can't be the number 4 seed or whatever. Do you really believe this is a championship team, Ray?
I don't think that you can move that contract.
I don't either. That's what I'm saying. Let's fleece somebody right now.
Oh, well, good.
He's playing at an MVP rate right now.
You're not going to get a better opportunity. I'm with you there, but that contract is ridiculous. The fact that they gave him an extension, and shout out Bobby Marks was good. That was a good interview by the boys this morning. He even referenced it. Like, yeah, you can definitely draw some criticism on that contract extension. There was no need to give him that. Look, I just want to bring this up, John. We talk about when other outlets take on somebody else's content and puts it out there, whether it's ESPN, the NFL Network.
Right.
Yahoo Sports, the headline, ESPN expert picks 76ers blockbuster trade package as best Bucks return for Giannis. And I'll just give you the real quick. It said, quote, only one of these trades results in Milwaukee landing a blue-chip prospect on a rookie contract, the Sixers and Edgecombe, while keeping Giannis in the East and absorbing the nearly $111 million owed to George is not appealing. Adding Edgecombe, 2 future unprotected first-round picks, and a likely lottery pick in June's draft would set the Bucks rebuild in the right direction. Close quote. That's a lot.
Do we believe that Edgecombe's totally off the table, or is that just Maury saying it?
I don't think. I think he is. I think Maury's lying. He could say, I respect Kyle Neubeck. He's got his sources. I have no idea if he spoke to Maury. Maury could say what he wants, but I'll believe James Harden when he says Daryl Morey's a liar. He's a general manager. It's what he needs to be.
He's supposed to lie.
Yeah.
Dombrowski's the only general manager that doesn't lie.
Fine wine. We have a good club.
Ruben used to lie his ass off.
Damn right. It's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly right. Howie, you got to lie.
It's on the resume. How well do you lie?
We have a good club.
Are you divorced? Oh, well, there you got a leg up in a general manager search.
Kyle's got good sources, whether it came from
Sure.
directly from Daryl, more likely from somebody inside the organization that says that. It doesn't mean that they're not. I mean, I don't.
And then when you lose Paul George, I don't know. I just have no idea, but I'm going to say this. Does that make you go about this differently?
It doesn't.
I don't think so either.
If you're going forward, and I brought up look to move Embiid, they're not looking to move Embiid.
No.
I think they'd be wise to investigate some things. They're not going to. This is a team that is likely to make the playoffs and be competitive in a first-round series, and then in the second round, let's see what happens. They have enough talent. They're good enough to beat a team in the second round. Right now, you look, it's the Knicks, the Celtics. They're tied for 2. They're tied 2 and 3. The Raptors and Cleveland, they're tied 4 and 5. And then the Sixers, a game and a half back from the 5th spot. So they're not a play-in, and they're a game and a half above the Heat. Is Cleveland a better team than the Sixers?
They got their number. I think they beat them 2-1, right, this series, season.
But you're not scared of them. But the Cavs are.
They should have beat them the one game.
The Cavs would be favored in a series.
Yes,
depending on where it is.
Correct.
The Raptors?
No, I got the Sixers over the Raptors.
Right. Celtics?
I watched the Celtics lay to lumber on Milwaukee pretty easy yesterday. And if they get Tatum back, look out.
The Celtics are good.
Yep.
And the Knicks
are putting it together.
Knicks are good.
Hey, look, man, they're NBA Cup champions. You can't just doubt that.
That means something.
Damn right.
That means something.
Hang a banner.
Put the banner up, Madison Square Garden.
Huh. All right. Would you do the deal? Sean, would you do the deal?
Oh, man. That's a lot.
Where's Sal?
That's a lot.
Hey, do we have anybody on record? Do you want to take this baton? Do you want to be the guy at the station that does the deal?
Here's where I'm at with the deal. And this is very...
what did Bobby Marks say?
VJ.
Paul George.
2 future unprotected first-round picks, which would likely be a lottery pick in June's draft. I'm willing to move VJ. That's where this separates me from a lot of people. I am willing to move VJ Edgecombe for Giannis. When you start talking about picks and everything, dude, VJ's a stud. He's an absolute stud, and you have him under control on a rookie contract for multiple years. I can't be giving up everything. Like, we got to draw the line.
It would hurt.
Somewhere.
No, it would hurt. If you didn't win a championship and then you're watching him in the All-Star game every year, it would burn, Ray. I know Ray doesn't want to do it.
I'm not doing it.
Not for those Cavs. Not the Cleveland Cavs. The Giannis Cavs. Coming up, would you do the deal? 610-632-0975. We'll get your text line and your phone line reaction coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Paul George suspended. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Morgenstern Medical. This February at Morgenstern Hair Restoration, when you book a hair transplant, you'll receive a full year of Nutrafol absolutely free. Call 610-831-HAIR or visit morgensternhair.com. Saturday, the 76ers announced that Paul George was suspended 25 games for violating the NBA's anti-drug program. Nick Nurse was asked prior to the game his opinion on the suspension.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, disappointed for sure. But those guys that have been playing, we got to figure out who's going to replace some of the things he does and the positionally and defensively and shots and all that kind of stuff.
Sixers did win the game against the Pelicans on Saturday as Joel Embiid dropped 40 points in a 124-114 win. Tonight, the 76ers begin a 5-game road trip with a 10 o'clock tip-off against the Clippers. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic. Also, over the weekend, it's reported that Vic Fangio is likely to return as Eagles defensive coordinator despite contemplating retirement following the season. Eagles had reportedly reached out to Jonathan Gannon and Jim Schwartz while concerned about the retirement of Fangio, according to Philly Voices' Jimmy Kemsky. We'll have Trey Burton on the air, Super Bowl 52 champion, at 1 o'clock to talk about the upcoming 30 for 30 on the Philly special and to relive some of the great memories of that season. This update's also brought to you by AAA Tire and Auto Service. Get a full synthetic oil change for just $74.99 plus earn $7 toward your next service with Duramax dollars at AAA Tire and Auto Service. Offer ends February 28th. See store for details. I'm Ray Dunn on 97.5 The Fanatic.
A nice weekend. John Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn back from Nolans. And just make sure that if you don't get to catch the show live video on YouTube, you can always go back and archive it, watch it whenever you want to. Subscribe to 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube. And, of course, the Fanatic app, Sean Brace. I listen, of course, on the radio, but
good.
when I'm at home, I tell Alexa, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic.
I did this morning.
Yep.
Yep.
What do you think of the new Alexa? You have the new Alexa?
No, I don't.
You still have the old Alexa? Ray, do you have Alexa?
No.
You answered like I asked you if you wanted some poison.
No, I'm sorry. I'm livid in here because we're talking about VJ being untouchable. I'm trying to find the greatest piece of audio that's ever existed. Brian Windhorst talking about Tyrese Maxey being untouchable, and for some reason, it's not in our system at all.
Oh, no.
I was trying to pay off a good, funny moment, and it's making me upset.
Oh, with the Prime.
Prime, Michael Jordan, don't call.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. It's great audio, but it's
All right, well, you can go back.
nothing's
You
archived.
can go back to work, and do it. But so the new Alexa isn't the old. It's a newer, modern sounding Alexa.
Okay.
But there's also a lag to it. Okay, haven't you been offered the new Alexa? Like, it wouldn't leave me alone.
No.
It's like the Wawa $5 meal deal. I took it this morning because I was getting pestered.
And you know what? They didn't have my burrito. They had hash browns at the wazoo, but they didn't have the burrito. I tell you, well, I love you, but come on.
But so the new Alexa, it's a younger voice, and it's not like a foreign sounding voice.
Okay.
But she's way too chatty. If you ask for, can I have chocolate chips on the shopping list, she'll ask what I'm making.
Oh. Like, we're not going down that path.
And then if you tell them less talk, then they take that and they talk less.
Gotcha.
But it's not just because do you do this with the shopping list? I'll just be in the refrigerator and I'll be in the refrigerator and I'll be like, Alexa, add yogurt to the shopping list.
Nice.
Yogurt added.
Man, I got to pick your brain on this. That's a good. Well, we have the list on the side of the refrigerator, which you have to pen it down.
Oh no!
But I like this because if you forget the list at the house, you're cooked.
Yeah.
This way, Alexa's on your phone and the list is there. I like where your mind's at. What else do you use in the modern day here? Well, you're a big technology guy.
I have cable TV.
Oh, what? What?
America Online. I got this disc in the mail.
Windows 98.
Correct. I also have 300 minutes left on my cell phone for the month. Remember that? You only had a certain amount of minutes to use to talk on a cell phone?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Anyway, so I do not like the new Alexa.
Ray?
Ray?
Too chatty. That's great.
Ray, since nobody wants to say it, and I have to be the one to say it, the 76ers would be insane not to do the deal for Giannis.
Ooh.
I'm not telling you that I wouldn't miss VJ Edgecombe. I'm not telling you that I wouldn't be very happy going forward. But if you're trying to win a title, I mean, Jesus God, is this team ever going to actually win a title with this group? Joel Embiid, he's playing his ass off. He's playing great. If you're ever going to win a title with this process group right now, Daryl Morey, if you don't take a shot at Giannis, and it may not work, if you don't take a shot at Giannis, you're nuts. And the 76ers absolutely should explore whatever they need to do to get Giannis in Philadelphia.
I agree, exploring, kicking the tires, and trying like hell to not include VJ because I'm still holding out hope that there is a possibility that could be the case. You never know. However, it's not looking likely because there are plenty of other teams that want Giannis and do have other draft capital, which is really important to the Milwaukee Bucks. I'll just say this. VJ is incredible. And you had a guy, Haslam, over the weekend that said he would rather start the team with VJ over Cooper Flagg or any other rookie. So he plays two ways. He's insane. And like I said, where you have him under contract and Maxey for years to come.
Yeah, they're your core for the next 10 years.
But, John, Giannis.
Are you winning a title with Maxey and Edgecombe? You could.
Not in the next couple seasons.
Your best chance to win a title is now. Correct. If you get Giannis.
And it's because of Joel Embiid. And that's where you have to maximize. You have to capitalize on that window that is open right now. The issue would be, right? All right, so say this deal comes down today. 76ers trade for Giannis. And they give up a pick. Paul George goes, and VJ's included. If Giannis played tomorrow, people would be going insane. The fact that he's not healthy and he wouldn't play until the end of March at the earliest, you would get major pushback. Major pushback.
Until he comes back, and everybody in the city said, VJ who?
Yeah.
And then if you don't win a title, or if Giannis's calf is always injured, then we'd be watching Edgecombe or whatever. I'm not telling you that it would be an easy trade to make from a 76ers organizational standpoint. This is an easy trade to make, Ray. It just is. You're getting a former MVP, a likely future MVP, a world champion.
Yeah,
and it gives you your best chance to win a title, and it's not even close.
So how many years have we done the conversation about, well, if Embiid's healthy in the playoffs?
Well, you don't have to do the wait, what are you talking about as far as
we don't
Giannis
have to
being
do that.
injured?
We just have to do it with both of them now. We would have to do it with both Embiid and Giannis because the last time Giannis was healthy in the playoffs, Ben Simmons turned down a dunk. That's how long it's been. 2021 was when Giannis was fully healthy in the postseason. I guess if you want to give him full credit for health last year, that'd be great, except they lost to the Pacers and lost pretty convincingly to the Pacers. So if we really want to go down this path,
Pacers are pretty good, though.
Embiid's never been healthy.
Yeah.
So here we go again.
Let's have this conversation again for another season. Let's just add another 30-year-old into this mix that's got calf problems, that hasn't been healthy in the playoffs for 4 or 5 years at this point. Let's trade Edgecombe. And on top of trading Edgecombe, we're going to trade the unprotected pick you got from the Clippers, because that Clippers pick in 2028 is going to be when James Harden is eligible for AARP and Kawhi finally doesn't have any needs left.
James Harden's never leaving the Clippers.
Yeah,
right, exactly. That's
Palmer will go get a team. He'll get a team.
That 20. Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll go. If he still has the team. By the way, I don't know if we ever solved this Kawhi thing, but that 2028 pick plus VJ, you're giving up future assets. All we've talked about in this city is, man, this team's getting old. We got old, hurt players. Let's go get old again. Let's get another hurt player. Let's give up an asset they finally have that's building for the future, and just. Yeah, let's do the hope and prayer thing with 2 guys now who are oft injured.
610-632-0975. And then you know what we're going to be doing in what year is it, 2026? 2029, we're going to be having the conversation about, well, if they can become the 3 seed and not the 4 seed, and can we get to an NBA Eastern Conference final? Can they get past the second round? That's what you're going to be doing. Because having Edgecombe and Maxey, I love them. They're a great young backcourt. What's your best chance to win a championship in the next 5 years? With Giannis and Embiid and Maxey and the rest of this team right now going forward. Not even just this season. Going forward, that's the best chance to win it. I mean,
it feels like that's a Daryl Morey thing to do, too, right? Like, that's why I was surprised. Again,
there'd be a little bit of urgency.
Yeah. Like, Daryl, he believes in Joel Embiid, obviously. I know he's happy with the pick. But wasn't there a rumor out there that he wanted to who's the kid that went to San Antonio, number 2? He wanted
Dylan Harper.
Yeah, he wanted Harper. So, look, and Edgecombe has been incredible.
Better than advertised.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But,
all right, so check this out. If you're not willing to make a trade for Giannis, then just trade Embiid. Go out and try to trade Embiid. What's the point? You're not winning with this team.
Was this year a year to win?
No. Well, yes, because you went out and got Paul George, and that changed everything.
Yes, because of Paul George, because of Embiid. Yes, Embiid's not going to get healthier as time goes on. He's in a nice little pocket right now where he's playing, not having to play every day, but when he plays, he's unbelievable. That can change any minute. I get that. But your window wins right now. It's not in 3 or 4 years. Now you're going to be maxing Edgecombe because he's already earned a max. You can max him right now. It doesn't matter. You're not going to let him leave. He's going to get a max. So then you're going to have Maxey and Edgecombe on a max. And now you have to hope that you're able to add front court players, wings, that can play. Because we're not talking about making the playoffs, Ray. We're not talking about building a young core to go forward. I mean, just trade Embiid then if you don't want to go for it right now.
I'm just confused how we went from this team's not doing anything for me, I'm just going to enjoy it too. Now we have to trade for Giannis because this is the absolute window.
What is the window?
But for what you've talked about with this team all year, you've removed expectation. You've gone from no expectation to now I have to have Giannis Antetokounmpo because I have to capitalize on this absolute season.
Well, no, because expectations change, right? And it's not about this season.
Well, if it's Giannis, it's about this season.
Well, next year, too.
Yeah, I mean, you're not trading him just for the rest of the season.
Well, then you're going to max Giannis. You're giving Giannis an extension into his 30s.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I look forward to watching another group where we're talking about 50% participation for a season.
Hey,
we have a good club.
Kevin Durant's 37.
Right.
That's great. And we're talking about how it's a marvel.
Okay.
And how much has he won in his mid-30s?
You know what you're gonna get, and it'll be better because you have better players. You're gonna be doing the same thing that started the process. You're gonna be stuck in the mud on a team that can't get over the top. Because now you got to actually build it. Here's what I know about Giannis: that he's been there, he's done it, and he's that good of a player. You're talking about the unknown. You're talking about players that aren't even on this roster right now that you need to fill out the roster, and even then, we don't know if they're going to be good enough. You're looking at hope more than anything else. I'm talking about right now actual players that can get it done. Giannis, Embiid, Maxey, and the rest of your rotation, whoever you're adding, gives you the best chance this team to win a title since Ben Simmons didn't dunk the ball.
You're not adding once you add Giannis. That's it. You make the trade for Giannis. That's your deadline. That's what's going to be their deadline.
I'm not just talking about this year. I'm also talking about the future as well. Then you fill out your rotation. Then guys want to come and play with them.
Here's what I don't understand about this whole thing. You're either trading for Giannis or you're trading Embiid, which means you're telling me you don't believe Embiid to be healthy for a long time, but you're trading for Giannis. It's what you said.
It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're not good enough to win with the core, with Embiid. You're not.
Okay. But if you're trading Embiid because you think that any other day his health can change, and then you're trading for Giannis because you have to capitalize on this core right now, you're telling me either one of those two things is true.
No, what I'm saying is that if you're not going to go for it right now, then let's start from scratch with the two players, the one guy that you won't trade for Giannis and Tyrese Maxey, and then build forward.
Okay.
Get out from the salary with Joel Embiid, and then let's build forward. You can still win a playoff series without Joel Embiid.
I think when Morey went out there and brought in Paul George last year, that signaled that this is going for it. Last year, and obviously we know how it turned out. This year, a little bit more. Daryl Morey thinks that this team can win a championship. Do we agree on that?
I mean, no. I don't think so.
Well, then he's not doing his job then.
Oh, he's not. The Paul George signing's been a disaster.
It has been.
An absolute disaster. Between the suspension now and player that he was.
Did he believe before the season started last year, with the addition of Paul George, that this team could compete for a championship?
Yes.
Okay.
If you listen to him after the trade deadline, he was telling you if you squint, we still got a chance.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did say that.
And then Embiid was never healthy,
right.
and the whole thing happened.
Embiid's playing at an unbelievable level right now, like reminiscent to his MVP campaign. And, oh, by the way, he's going to be player of the month in January. He got the All-Star snub. Who cares about that? That's probably a better thing.
Agreed.
Stay home. Although he probably is going to be filling in for Giannis.
Yeah. You thought you were keeping him away.
That is great. It's funny how that works.
All right, what's the text line saying about this, Raymond?
All right, Bill in Harleysville. I absolutely do not do the deal. Destroying the future to go all in Giannis and Embiid. He's one slip on ice away from being out for another season. I can't believe that 15 games of good Joel has blinded so many to years of his fragility, killing this team. You have to move forward, assuming he will not be available. Does Maxey and a broken Giannis get you any closer than the current roster?
Yes.
Tell you what, man.
I believe it does. Okay, then trade Embiid. That's what I'm saying. If the whole thing is, well, Embiid's he's injured anyway, why would you do the trade? Then trade him. If you can. I mean, that's probably the biggest question is could you actually trade him?
Latest from Shams. I almost said Shams there. Sorry. Shams. Miami, Minnesota, Golden State, and the Knicks have emerged as the most serious suitors in the Giannis sweepstakes at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I believe the Sixers aren't in because you haven't really seen anything from it. Whenever the Sixers have been in, we've heard about it.
Yeah. Well, and what do we hear? We heard Giannis wanted to play with Maxey.
Right. Yeah, we haven't heard the Sixers end of things.
Should Joel Embiid kind of taking that as a slight? Like, hey, man, wait, you want to play with Maxey, but not me? What's going on there?
Where's the rest of the quote?
My team.
Where's the rest of the quote? I bet if Dutsy put up a poll right now on YouTube.
Let's do it.
That 70% would say no.
Absolutely.
Which would absolutely make me feel like the right move is to make the trade.
It's funny because there was the clip that was put out over the weekend where Ray and I were talking on Friday. We had a good back and forth, and I said, just enlighten me for a second, put the calf injury to the side. And the notifications were just going absolutely berserk. Redhead. What'd they call you? Redhead?
Yeah, go agree with that ginger guy on the show, the redhead.
A lot of shot at his redhead.
Nobody knows my name. They just know him as the guy with red hair on the Fanatic.
It was probably
I like that.
It was 70% his favor. I was the idiot. But look, I think everybody that was in agreement with me saying, dude, the deal, VJ is not untouchable, said the same thing we're saying. It's about Joel Embiid. It's about giving you the best opportunity to win a championship now. That is, you cannot argue that. Maxey and VJ are not going to get you a championship now. You go get Giannis. Now you are automatically bumping up to favorites in the East, John. You will be odds makers' favorite in the East. You could be potentially the favorite to win it all, but I'm not willing to go that far. I think OKC would still get the nod.
You agree with that, Ray? Gives you your best chance to win?
Well, I haven't seen Giannis healthy in a couple weeks, so I don't know. Is he going to be out there on the floor for me when he gets here?
He's having a career year.
So that's a no. You're saying no.
Sure, it gives you your best chance. We want to suspend disbelief. Go right ahead.
No, but like I don't want you to answer the question with sarcasm. I want you to answer the question honestly.
Okay, if I'm playing 2K, yes.
Okay, there he is.
There it is. Like, it's the roster. The roster you put together, sure. The thing is, you trade for James Harden in season. You lost to the Heat that season. Why? Because we kept being told they got to learn to play together. They got to learn to play together. It's going to take time for Maxey and Embiid and Giannis to adjust. So I got to go into another season next year. I don't anticipate the superstar moving midseason wins a title. How many times has it happened?
The reason why this team hasn't advanced past the second round of the playoffs is A, not enough talent. B, Joel Embiid's play. Period.
Somebody brought that up to me over the weekend. They said, this is why this team can't get out of the first round. I said, first of all, if you're going to say it, you got to come correct. 2020 to 24, this team made to the second round 4 out of 5 times.
And had the Celtics on the ropes.
They can't get out of the second round because they don't have anybody like Giannis to help out Embiid.
Correct.
You bring in Giannis, that gets you out of the second round.
Because you've already failed trying to do it. Even with Harden, where you didn't have to rely as much on Embiid, you still have to rely on Embiid. You overuse him. With Giannis, you don't have to do that.
I'm telling you, Ray, what you need to do right now is fire up your local odds maker, your favorite sports book, wherever you use, and place a wager on the 76ers winning the title. I'm seeing plus 4,000. Before the trade deadline, you make that move right now. Because after the trade deadline and them get Giannis, if that's the case, they're going to be favorites. They're going to be favorites in the East.
All right. Well, so right on the heels of the Paul George suspension, they celebrated the 2001 team down there on Saturday. I caught almost all of it on TV.
So good.
Goosebumps. It was good seeing the guys.
Shout out Amy Fadul. Great job.
Great job, yeah.
And I thought NBC Sports did a great job covering it. Man, I miss Zoomoff.
It was good to see him out there. Yep.
To the team. George Lynch, haven't seen him in a minute. That was cool.
Yeah, when was the last time we saw George Lynch? 22 years ago, whenever he last played.
Eric Snow, the point guard.
Yep.
What's up, E. Snow?
Probably not as quick as he was.
I think that's safe to say.
Back in 2001. Damn,
he's enjoying the post-career life. I mean, good for him. And also Dikembe rolling out the
with his wife and daughter.
Daughter. Thought that was really cool.
Jermaine Jones.
The sheriff.
Yeah.
Rodney Buford.
Yeah, good to see all the old guys.
The Jackets, nice touch.
Yeah, it was fun. Pat Croce, good to see Pat out there yelling. So where was Larry Brown? That's my question.
Huh.
Ray, where was Larry Brown?
Yeah, Larry wasn't there. That's right.
Old? I mean, I can't
85.
imagine. Yeah.
So I don't remember if it was Matt that said it, Matt Cord that said that he doesn't really fly these days.
Where's my coach at?
He is 85. It's tough to do that without Larry Brown there. That season, it's who are the top seeds of that season? It's AI and Larry.
Correct.
The whole season is those two players. That's it. We talking about practice. It happened after that, but they almost traded him, and then Larry and AI had a special bond that season. They coexisted. The team rallied around it and everything. Now, it only lasted that 1 year before it started to fall apart again.
Yep.
But it was Larry Brown, and it was AI, and it was Pat Croce. And not having Larry there was tough, man. Like, that's who I wanted to see. I wanted to see Larry.
Yeah, because I
big hugs.
I didn't know who was or who wasn't going to be there. And actually didn't go to the Poconos on Saturday. The house I was supposed to go to, that had a heater issue. So I ended up going out to a local establishment and watched the game.
So hold on, you didn't go tubing this weekend?
I did not.
So you it was supposed to be you and the family and some friends going out.
Yeah. And then got a phone call Friday night that said they were having some heating issues. So while I was DJing the divorce party, which was incredible. Wow. Yo.
Sean Bracey, who is a DJ for hire, had a divorce party.
I'll tell you what.
Schedule.
I think I found a little marketplace for me. I think I'm pretty good at the divorce party DJing vibe. Now, I don't think most are going to do it like this girl did. This girl, Tara. If you go to my Instagram page, she shared a video, not me. Good grief. The house was incredible. I'm talking.
I'm looking right now.
Fully catered, John Marks. I'm talking. You would have thought. She had a photo booth. This girl had like a banner up top that was like to new beginnings. She was all in white. I had the dance floor. Everybody was decked out into the nines.
I don't see it.
There was like 60 people there.
Is it on your story? Or is it on your...
It was on my story, but I'll pull it up right now. And
You sent us pictures, but I didn't...
Oh, you didn't check it out?
Let's see.
Have a look at the divorcee. She's a very nice woman, and she's very happy. Let's just put it that way. It's a new beginning.
Happy to be single again?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
It was great. John.
How many of the people there were divorced?
Not many. Not many. There was a lot of married couples, a lot of neighborhood people. I had them going nuts, though. And then I had to leave, which I felt bad because I was only booked till 11, but I played till like 12:15, 12:30. They were booing me. I get it.
You stayed an extra hour and a half, and they were still wanted you to stay? Because you had said on Friday, like, do I go out afterwards?
Yeah, there was none of that because I was going to the Poconos the next morning.
I know.
So I ended up staying. I love that music, dude. I love that music. Yes, I stayed an extra hour and a half. And then, once I would start unplugging some things, I'm like, I got to roll. They pull out this tiny little speaker. It was not the same.
Did it sound like that?
No,
when
definitely
they plugged
did
in
not.
the speaker?
Definitely
No?
did not. No.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good weekend, though.
All right.
Go Sixers.
I would just be you go to a divorce party and then you're thinking there's a bunch of divorced people there and you're happily married, so the last thing you want is the
Yeah, there was I get what you're pitching there. There were some single people. It was a party, man. Fully catered, full bar.
fully catered with the people, like not only the food was catered, but they had people going around with
fully catered. Yeah, people going around with hors d'oeuvres, spicy tuna, chicken and
Bartender?
waffles, multiple bartenders. This was insane, bro. This was probably a $1.3 million house, I want to say.
Okay, big house.
Big house.
Probably.
Yeah.
How'd you land on 1.3?
I look. I dabble in the real estate community.
He's looking for this next house. Now he's back at the Fanatic. He started looking at it.
There ain't no way I'm ever moving to something like that.
All right, 610-632-0975. It's Middays with Mark, Sean, Brace, Ray, Dunn. Herb just dropped off. Herb, we were going to get you coming up. 610-632-0975. Lot to discuss. Coming up, another big bat is off the market. Could the Phillies have figured something out to bring him in? We'll break it down. It's really annoying. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
BG suspended. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. And over the weekend, the 76ers announced that Paul George suspended 25 games for violating the NBA's anti-drug program. Nick Nurse was asked prior to Saturday night's game about the suspension.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, disappointed for sure. But those guys that have been playing, we got to figure out who's going to replace some of the things he does and the positionally and defensively and shots and all that kind of stuff.
Sixers did go on to win the game over the Pelicans on Saturday night, 124-114. Joel Embiid dropped 40 points. Tonight, the 76ers begin a 5-game road trip with a 10 o'clock tip-off against the Clippers. You can listen to the game live right here on The Fanatic. Also, over the weekend, it was reported that Vic Fangio is likely to return as the Eagles' defensive coordinator despite contemplating retirement following the season. The Eagles had reached out to Jonathan Gannon and Jim Schwartz while concerned about the retirement of Fangio, according to Philly Voice's Jimmy Kemsky. Super Bowl 52 champion Trey Burton is going to join us coming up at 1 o'clock to talk about his role in the upcoming 30 for 30 on the Philly special and also some memories from that season. This update is brought to you by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. They're anything but your usual nugs at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best bird talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app. Yeah, whoever put this in put it in way too far ahead.
I'm just waiting for it. It's
No,
back.
you're right. You're right to wait for it. I was waiting for it too.
That's Kendrick Lamar, John Marks, 26-time Grammy Award winner.
Oh,
Most
man.
awarded rapper ever.
Come on, Johnny Marks. Get on board.
yeah.
K-Dot. Kung Fu Kenny.
Oh, Grammys were last night.
You didn't watch?
Was not glued to the Grammys last night, no.
It was good.
I don't know what I was doing last night.
They were good.
Sleeping.
Oh, nice.
I was doing last night. You know what I was doing? I was on ESPN.com and
More fun.
This was your Thursday thought a couple weeks ago, but I'm on ESPN.com on Saturday.
Yep.
And I see the headline, Royal Rumble analysis.
Like, what are we doing, people?
And I'm like, hang on, what?
Yeah.
And I clicked on it, and then it's going over, not the results, it's like they're breaking down the draft.
Breaking it down.
AJ Styles, did he retire or like whatever it was? And I'm just like, really? I had to go down to try to find the information I was looking for because of the live analysis of the Royal Rumble.
It's ridiculous. All of a sudden, you're giving me Lakers highlights. The next thing you know, I'm in Abu Dhabi for the Royal Rumble. I'm like,
Oh, that's right. It was that's right. It was.
No. I did like, no. Stop it. Stop.
Ray, what was your takeaway from the Royal Rumble?
Oh man, fantastic! Just absolutely electric. That draft, riveting. The wrestling part of it was quite good.
Brock Lesnar.
Loved the storyline.
Is he back?
He's back.
So I know you halfway pay attention.
I know. I not this. I didn't. A matter of fact, my buddies were texting about Braun, and I'm like, LeBron is in Royal Rumble.
Now I would watch that.
LeBron
That
with
would
the
be
chair.
something.
I'm like, who's this Braun guy? Some Braun dude. I don't know.
Oh, it wasn't LeBron.
No, it wasn't LeBron.
It was Braun. I know a lot. I know a lot of people watching. I'm not trying
it's-
to take away from all the fans that are out there that
huge,
watch it,
man.
Sean a week or two ago had said, like, what are we doing on ESPN.com covering this like it's the NBA Finals or the Super Bowl's coming up? That's what they're doing. I know they have a partnership now, and that's why they do it.
Yep.
But still, save the real sports for the real website.
Yeah,
Right? If
please.
you want to have, I don't need front page ESPN.com.
They put college basketball on the front page, January? I think it's first week of January. You can finally get
We're getting there.
Yeah, NCAA men's. And wrestling, though, front and center. First tab. Like, come on, people.
Right. All right. Well, even Uncle Jamie was texting me on Friday being like, the Royal Rumble this weekend, just saying, like, all right, there you go. He's going to WrestleMania or something. He got a trip from Toyota. He's going to WrestleMania. He went to WrestleMania. He went to one of the events here, I think.
Yeah, Mania was a week-long deal. It was insane. But it was back-to-back nights at Lincoln Financial Field. They did it great. Nice job. Weather was cooperative. It was cold, but
so you were down there.
I went one night, the first night, and it's just it's a lot. It's a lot, man. But there are a lot of die-hard wrestling fans. That's all.
Oh, for sure. For sure. All right. Well, so a big, I guess, is he the last big free agent that was out there? Ray, who else is left from free agency? Are we missing a big name? And this wasn't like he's not it's not like a Kyle Tucker type name, but the dude can hit 40 bombs any given season.
You're talking about Gino Suarez, right?
I'm talking about Yunio Suarez, who signed with the Reds on a 1-year, $15 million contract. It came out later last night, I guess.
Okay.
I knew that he was out there. I didn't think you were getting him on a 1-year contract. Essentially, 1 year, $15 million. Alec Bohm makes 1 year, $10.2 million. JT's making $15 million a year. I saw a lot of people that came out last night and said, oh, well, see, you should have never re-signed JT. No, you re-signed JT and Suarez is now your third baseman. But when Dave Dombrowski said we have a good club and he was content,
Yep.
Guess what?
He's content.
He's content.
We have a good club.
There's no reason to be content, though, man.
When he said he was content, and I saw people would come out, even media members that say, oh, that doesn't mean he's telling the truth. No, it felt like he was telling the truth. This was my problem with the offseason, that you could have came out in the offseason and said, you know what, Bohm's not good enough. We've tried to trade him the last year. Nobody really was giving up value for him. So this year the plan was we'll move him if we can, but again, then he's back and he's your third baseman. How about this? Go trade him and go figure something else better that's going to help your lineup. Could you imagine Suarez is batting behind Bryce Harper an actual cleanup hitter. Suarez, who didn't have a good second half of the season, but had 49 home runs last year.
And he's hit 49 home runs before with the Reds. He's got 325 on his career. He's been around a lot longer than what I was giving him credit for.
So 2019, he had 49. Let's start with 2018. He had 34, 49. That was the COVID year, so I'm not even. He had 31, 31, 20, 22, and then he had last year combined 49 between Arizona and Seattle.
Look, just keeping it plain and simple, as I often do, this would have been a great get for the cleanup spot after Harper, right-handed stick with power. Pretty good glove over at third, but I ask you, John, like that would, and again, it's new. You bring him in, you're moving Bohm, correct?
You would have to.
Okay, so then now we're talking. Now the dominoes are starting to fall.
Now your lineup is different. Your team's different.
Yes. And you give me a little bit more pop with that bat versus Bohm, who's not a bad player. We're not saying that Bohm's a bad player, but that's clearly something that is different in the lineup at the cleanup position.
Yep. And gives Bryce Harper the protection we're talking about.
That too.
Ray, Bryce Harper, it's a 2-0 count, and there's a runner on first base, and they're deciding, all right, am I throwing him a fastball here, or or am I not gonna throw a fastball here? And with Alec Bohm hitting behind it, it's going to change the way that teams pitch to Bryce Harper. With Suarez, who, by the way, strikes out a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He's not as far as the approach to the plate and things like that, there's guys that are certainly better. His on-base percentage is normally decent, but he's up there because he hits home runs. And you got to throw something to Bryce Harper because Suarez is coming up next.
Struck out 214 in a season. Wow.
He sure did.
But he played in 162 games.
He's durable.
Yeah.
He's got legit power. And you look at the lineup with Suarez, 1 year, $15 million. You look at the lineup with Alec Bohm, 1 year, $10 million. By the way, if you had teams that are interested in acquiring Alec Bohm, which I have to believe you did because you were ready to sign Bo Bichette, then there's no reason why you still couldn't have pivoted to that. You could have. I mean, a couple weeks ago, you were gonna sign Bichette. You would have had to trade Alec Bohm. It's just very frustrating because there's been opportunities to make a difference and to make your team better, and you haven't. I don't know,
What's
Ray.
the reasoning behind that?
I don't know how you feel about it. Just last week I was already moving on. I was talking about the bullpen's better. They got to get to the trade deadline. Dombrowski will make moves at the trade deadline. I started being positive on things, and then the signing comes out.
Yeah, I guess we should have waited before Suarez signed to start moving on.
But why aren't you invested? Were they against the player that much? I mean, it's worth saying that he only had this is the best offer he had out there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from their perspective, they would tell you, hey, another guy into his 30s, are we going to bank that he is more the second-half player that he was? Like, I'm trying to justify it from their end. Not good defensively, second half cooled off. If you look at the career numbers, you're probably a guy that's going to be around a 300 OBP. Like, we just signed Adolis Garcia banking on a bounce back for a guy that's got a bad approach. Are we going to go out and sign another guy that we're going to bank on?
Yeah, why not this guy?
Well, yeah. If you had put it this way, you want to spend $20 to $25 million, would the Bader Suarez combination instead of the Garcia Bohm combination be better for you?
Of course. That's not even close.
Like that's one way you could have went about it. But again, that requires a lot of moving parts. They are taking the path most traveled. What they've done this offseason is the path that is clearly paved for you to go towards next season. You just walk down it. You're walking on the sidewalk. Yeah. You're not going down out in the woods trying to find something. You're walking the sidewalk to the store.
It's a playoff team.
Yeah. Hey,
if everything goes right and you get Wheeler back and the ball's thrown to the third place base side of home plate and he's out or the umpire doesn't make a bad call, you could win. That's what this is.
Yeah.
He's totally content with it. You know what Howie Roseman does? Figures out a way to make the team better.
Damn right.
Oh, my God, it's so frustrating.
What are we doing tomorrow for the truck day?
Truck day?
So, yeah, tomorrow is the day that the Phillies truck departs for Clearwater, Florida.
Do you want to?
What are we doing?
You want to tailgate them?
No, I actually want to hop in the truck.
Yeah, me too. Can you do a Teen Wolf on the top of the truck and surf going down 76?
That's what I need to do. Yes.
610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. Another big bats off the market. Phillies Would you sign him, Sean?
Suarez?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But how come they're not? Like, but seriously, when he says he's content, we believed him. But then, just like Bo Bichette became available, aren't you still talking to the agent? Aren't you still asking around and being like, hang on a second, what's the market on him now? What's the market on Suarez now? Like, a year, $15 million. All right, I got to come up with $15 million. Bohm's 10, and
you would have to believe that Cincinnati maybe overpaid a little bit, right, to get him to go to Cincinnati. So could a winning ball club got him a little bit cheaper? I don't know.
All right, coming up, I was on hold for a really, really long time again for the last couple days. We'll talk Phillies in that.
Ugh.
Don't go anywhere. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Phillies will be in Clearwater.
As coming up at noon, we have the news at noon with Ray Dunn. 1 o'clock, Trey Burton, world champion Philadelphia Eagles. We know what he did. The Philly special, Philly. Yeah, let's do it. And the rest is history. ESPN 30 for 30 coming out. Can't wait for that. Trey Burton to discuss the whole project with ESPN. When did he know it was happening? Everything else. And the actual play. Trey, what play did they originally call? Do you remember? Bet she does.
How many times did they practice that play?
And it's also a question that I remember hearing the answer. I think Nick talked about it. I know they practiced it that week. I don't think it worked. I don't think that it actually worked when they practiced it. So we'll talk about all that with Trey at 1 o'clock. It's going to be pretty cool.
And especially against the Patriots, too.
In that spot where the easy thing to do is to take the field goal.
Yeah.
And Doug says, yeah, let's do it. That Nick Foles going over there. Very, very matter-of-factly. Hey, how about Philly? Yeah.
Said he.
Yeah, let's do it.
As soon as it was 4th down, they didn't convert it. He said it was the first thing that went through his mind was Philly. And, that type of intuition.
And not being like, all right, I guess we're going for a field goal. It's just immediately Philly.
Yeah.
Correct.
I know a lot of people bring up his name for coaching and whatever. That's all well and good. We'll see how that one plays out if something he wants to get into, especially now. You saw the headline over the weekend with the former general manager of the Vikings catching heat for paternity leave and, all that. Look, it's if you want to be a coach in the NFL, you have to give up everything. It's just bottom line. Fair or unfair, it's the reality of what it is.
Yeah.
And if I'm Nick Foles, I'm cool with the podcast.
Yeah. Guys that make that much money don't want to do that.
Did Foles make good money?
He had the Jacksonville contract.
Okay. Yeah, good call.
Which was, I think, $45 million.
Hello.
He came from his dad. I mean, not that he can live the rest of his life off that, but he was raised wealthy. His dad, the Eddie V's that's in King of Prussia that I like to go to, that's a part of the restaurant group that his dad owned.
Get out of here.
Yep.
No wonder why you had reservations. You got his son's.
I just have to come in without my shirt on. And they let me right in. They're like, sir, whatever you want. Right there. Yeah, so, no, but did you see Mike McDonald was asked, and he said that he's only seen his son,
Thursday.
For, minutes a week.
Yep.
And it's that's not necessarily a badge of honor, bro. I get it. You're like you had said, the culture of an NFL coach is you're working all the time. But I often hear the veteran NFL coaches say, you're not sleeping at the office.
No, it's unhealthy.
Go home.
Yep, it's unhealthy.
Come in, put in your 12 to 14-hour workday, and go home and see your family, eat dinner. And that's important to Nick Sirianni. So I think his guys appreciate that.
Yeah, Joe Brady was stirring things up in Buffalo with a few things he said after being hired. And one of them was, congratulating his family or thanking his family for always being there. And he caught heat over that. Like, dude, don't wear that as a badge of honor. You're missing this, missing that for your kids. It's tough, man. I see it from both sides.
Sure.
But when you are a professional head coach in the NFL, you're talking about millions. And again, I'm not trying to say that
But that's what you sign up for.
Yeah.
It is.
McDonald's making $9 million, $11 million per season.
Is that right?
I think so. God. And that's undervalued right now. My man's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's going to get a bump.
Should
after the Super Bowl. All right, so I'm diabetic, and
I heard
often with TD1 type 1 diabetes, I have a blood glucose meter, I have an insulin pump, I have all this other stuff. So it's not abnormal for me to be calling the online pharmacy or the doctor's office or whatever, and I'm waiting on hold and I'm waiting for callbacks or whatever. So I needed, because of an equipment issue, I need my blood glucose meter, my Dexcom. I need when the refill was I was able to refill it on the 25th. I needed it to be refilled and sent out that day, right? So I spent, I guess it was last week or the week before, probably for hours on hold, just hours. And I finally talked to her. This is it.
Whoa. Sounds like an infomercial about
It keeps you happy when you're on hold forever. So I finally got to somebody, and they were very nice. They took care of it right away. And my thing that I said was, I want to make sure when the date hits, it automatically ships. I don't want to like you have the debit card on file. It's so that, yes, sir, it'll automatically ship. Your card will be charged. It'll go out that day. And I even put a rush on the processing or whatever. Perfect, whatever. So the 25th comes and goes, 26th. I get a text message from this online pharmacy. And because it's the new year and all your everything's reset for your deductibles. So maybe I paid $100 for this thing before. Now it's like $300. So I get a text message that says, before we process this, we need to make sure it's okay because that's a lot more than normal. So I spent since Friday trying to call.
Ugh.
Dude, I'm telling you, I spent all the way to work on Friday, all the way back on Friday, at home for a while on Friday. And then the kids are yelling and screaming, and I gotta take the earbud out, and I can't do it. Saturday, I spent 45 minutes on hold. This morning, the entire ride in, it told me, yes, the entire ride in.
You said Costco?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, my bad. My fault. Yeah.
Costco is my own. That's okay. It's okay. No, they're great. They're great. It's online.
I'm pretty sure you work there now.
But
You've been on hold so long.
But here's what happened this morning. All right.
At least get a free hot dog for it.
I already, Ray. You know when you enter the VRU, that's what us insiders call the VRU, the voice response unit. So it's like press 1 for this, press 3 for this.
Sure.
So you have to press 1 for pharmacy, 6 for this option, and then 3 to speak to a customer service representative. That's how you get by listening to all the menus. 1, 6, 3, right? So I finally get the call, and I'm going, boop, boop. It's not recognizing the tones that I'm hitting. So I'm on the car this morning, and I'm trying on my phone and on the console, boop, 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 hang it up. Call him back in. You have to go through a whole minute worth of waiting and then press 1 for pharmacy. Boop, 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 boop.
No.
Come on.
No.
Boop, boop. And then finally 1 works. So now I got to hit 6. Boop, boop.
That ain't
boop.
right. That ain't right.
Finally I got it done, and then I waited on hold the entire way in, and I still didn't speak to anybody.
Come on.
Still haven't. And you can't do this online because I've already tried that. So we will try again, Sean Brace. The good thing is, Ray, the music's very pleasant.
Yeah.
And I don't get mad holding because I like the music. I get mad when I can't hit the buttons.
I've only been listening for like 5 minutes. I got the loop memorized right now. Yeah. See, it's going. Yep. It is different. I like that. Nice work by them on that one. I'm a big Costco guy. Matter of fact, my wife said we got to make a Costco run this week. I look forward to it.
I'm not. I'm out.
You're not?
I'm out.
Because of this, or you just...
No, the Costco pharmacy is fine.
Gotcha.
No, I don't like to buy in bulk. I throw too much stuff out. And it doesn't really save you any money.
No, but they have cool stuff. I buy stuff that I don't need.
Yeah, shirts.
All the time. Oh,
TVs.
yes, always.
Another reason not to go.
Yes. As soon as you walk in, they have those mammoth TVs. Too.
Yeah. No, it's an impressive place.
Yeah.
Once my mom doesn't have the membership anymore, I'm out.
Which one are you? Where do you go? You got one up by you?
Probably Pottstown, the outlets, the Philadelphia premium outlets, right?
That's right. So close to Philadelphia.
I was there on Saturday. I was actually on hold with Costco pharmacy on Friday. On Saturday at the outlets. I was shopping.
I follow a lot of Costco influencers.
You do?
Yeah, they sample good stuff. They point out when sales are happening. There's just one Asian dude that is just like Costco, the Asian food that they have, tremendous. So good.
All right.
I want to try it.
Yeah, I like the samples at Costco.
They're miserable handing them out, though. Like,
Wouldn't you be miserable handing you a sample?
People are crazy. Get out of the way. Move it or lose it, sister.
Coming up, News at Noon, featuring angry basketball coaches and an absurd Caitlin Clark comparison. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Paul George suspended. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Saturday, the 76ers announced that Paul George has been suspended 25 games for violating the NBA's anti-drug program. Nick Nurse, before the game on Saturday, was talking about the suspension and how guys need to step up.
I think there's a number of guys there to do it, and that's where we are. And we've been in this kind of next man up mentality for quite a while, and we're going to have to dig in and do it again.
For one night, they were able to hold on. They win 124-114 over the Pelicans. Joel Embiid had 40 points in the win. Tonight, the 76ers begin a 5-game road trip with the 10 o'clock tip-off against the Clippers. Pre-game coverage beginning on the Fanatic for that game at 9:50. Over the weekend, reported that Vic Fangio is likely returned to the Eagles as defensive coordinator despite contemplating retirement following the season. The Eagles reached out to Jonathan Gannon and Jim Schwartz while concerned about the retirement of Fangio, according to Philly Voice's Jimmy Kemsky. Super Bowl 52 champion and former Eagle Trey Burton joins coming up at 1 o'clock to talk about the upcoming 30 for 30 on the Phillies special and talk about some of of the best memories from that Super Bowl title. This update is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Miss an electrical problem and it can mean big trouble for your business. That's why Napa delivers the parts, tools, and expertise to catch problems before they become breakdowns. That's Napa know-how. I'm Ray Down, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best bird talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
I saw that Andrew Salciunas had the Hawaiian. Was it a one-piece or a two?
I believe that's a two-piece.
Was it a two-piece? I didn't
Yeah.
know if it was a romper that he was wearing. A romper
Romp
suit.
him.
Yeah, he had a two-piece Hawaiian. I thought it looked good.
Savannah, Andrew, and Connor. All three of them got in the dunk tank. Shout out to all three of them. That's commitment. Nice work.
By the way, dunk tank's really a big bucket.
Yeah.
Of water.
That don't get changed.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's,
I don't think the chlorine levels were checked before doing it.
It's all for a great cause. And everybody down there. John, a lot of Flyers love, I get it. But, man, I'll tell you, a lot of drama behind the scenes with that team and the people that cover it and the fans that like it. Like, it's insane on the timeline. This team is
fighting with each other.
Yeah. Every time I see somebody talking about the Flyers, it's yelling about some media member not asking a question. Media members yelling at other media members. I get it. The team is struggling, right? Like 10 out of the last 12.
Oh, yeah.
They're in a little bit of a slump. But that's another team that wasn't supposed to have any expectations.
Yeah, but like how many years in a row can you miss the playoffs without saying when do you make the playoffs? I don't know. I mean, was it really unreal to have playoff expectations this year? I was.
The league gets in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it really that hard? I know you want to build the right way, and you feel good because it was a really good start, and Tocchet seems to have a good pulse on things or whatever. But
what the hell happened to Mitchkov? Apparently he came in. That's what the story is.
And here's your puck talk for the day. If
Yeah.
he played for the three other teams in the Eagles, the Phillies, and the Sixers, we'd be skewering him every single day.
Yeah, he had an unbelievable season last year.
And he came in out of shape.
Regardless of the way you feel about his usage right now, for the Flyers fans out there who would go, oh, you don't know hockey, because I really don't want to get stuck in one of these. It's not really worth me getting caught up in the engagement fighting that's happening right now with
the Flyers fans.
But I'm just saying, regardless of how you feel right now about his usage and about the way they're playing him, to come in out of shape year 2, like if he played for any of the other, if he played for the Phillies, played for the Eagles, played for the Sixers, he'd be getting skewered by a Staley.
Listen, hold this. After News at Noon, I want to do it. All right? I don't want to waste it right now because Rick Tockett's absolutely friggin' right with the way he's handled this. Period.
Oh, boy.
The whole thing with Mitch.
We're in trouble.
100% right.
We want a piece of that algorithm, baby.
Oh, no.
100% right. And I may not know squat about hockey. I know. You know what I know about? Life.
You damn right you do.
You earn opportunities. They're not given to you. You come into camp out of shape. All right, I'm not gonna build it. We gotta get to the news at noon. Go ahead, Ray. Hit it.
This city needs its news.
Now it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the News at Noon
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
All right, well, I already opened up a can of worms to start the 12 o'clock hour. We'll see if we can do any more here with the News at Noon. We're going to go with my favorite upset college basketball coaches. Upset college basketball coaches after a 3-game winning streak in which he won wire to wire, which is really impressive by Rick Barnes to be disappointed in his team. On the 3-game winning streak, Tennessee knocking off Auburn over the weekend. After the game, was asked about his team's focus down the stretch. It was supposed to be positive. This was like the layup, like, hey, talk about how your team is able to stay locked in. He did not feel his team was locked in, and has felt that some of their late-game passing is indicative of maybe them being a part of some of the problems college basketball's had over the last couple of months.
I mean, at the end of the game, some of the passes that we throw, I mean, I don't know what to say other than sometimes I wonder if my guys are betting on games. I shouldn't say that, but, that's what erase that. I don't want to say that. But I just wonder what's happening.
Erase that. Guy that clearly understands how media works in 2026. All these cameras in his face. Actually, could you all just erase that? I don't want that to be what I said. I don't like that joke that I just made.
No problem. Yeah. We got it. No problem. No one will know about that. We'll just tuck it away right here.
They did have some terrible turnovers, 15 total on the game. But it's tough because we know what everyone is looking at these days, and especially at the college game where the point shaving schemes have been popping up a little bit more.
I don't think there's times to have jokes right now about. Even though he was kidding around, he was just making light of.
Got a lot of
how bad they were playing.
Got a good reaction by the press corps.
Oh man,
they were yucking it up.
It could never happen at Tennessee.
No, it could never happen.
Yeah,
he's been there 11 years already. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, I didn't think he's been there that long. Yeah, it's one that you want to bite your tongue, have back, but come on, Rick, you know better than that. That's not good. Not a good look right now. College basketball in general is crazy. It's insane. It's the Wild Wild West. That kid for Alabama playing, they just lost. We also have another situation happening with Peterson, who could potentially be the number 1 overall pick from Kansas. It looked like he was told, if I'm getting the story correct, by somebody at a higher up at Kansas that, like, hey, we're going to load manage you here in the second half. He's been dealing with cramps and some other things, John, but he didn't move. He sat on the bench the whole second half.
Yep.
The kid's dominant. But, we're going to load manage you here. It's Wild Wild West. The toothpaste is out of the tube, as they say.
It is. All right, Ray.
All right, keeping with basketball, it's going to be a totally basketball-themed News at Noon. I don't know why I'm in a hoops mood today.
Nice.
But we'll go to NBA on NBC. Last night, Sunday Night Basketball makes its return. One of the big swings they're taking. Caitlin Clark, contributor for NBA on NBC, joins the panel. They do their intros. They're talking, how great she is, how great the NBA is, how much we all love NBC. And, hey, Reggie Miller, could you give us a comparison for this woman standing next to you and what you think of her on the floor?
Reminds you of the young lady to your right.
I like Peyton Pritchard from Boston, the way he's able to handle the basketball. He makes big shots when the shot clock's running down, a lot like this young lady right here.
Peyton Pritchard is the name that Reggie Miller comes up with to compare Caitlin Clark. If you haven't seen this video, following our show, because we want you obviously to be tapped in and locked in here, go somewhere and look up Caitlin Clark reaction Reggie Miller. Her face, as he says Peyton Pritchard, is absolutely justified because Peyton Pritchard? I mean...
Wait, Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
All right, so give me the comparison for Ray Dunn. If Peyton Pritchard, who, oh, by the way, is the 6th man of the year, first-round draft pick, playing on a pretty good Celtics team.
All right, tell me the world where Peyton Pritchard's getting invited to be part of any studio panel because there's a following of Peyton Pritchard to get him up, and we want to hear what he has to say about basketball.
Do you think the fact that she's white and he's white played into Reggie's thought process a little bit?
Could be a little bit of that. Could be a little bit of that.
I mean, honestly, where would you have went if that question is to you? James Harden? Are you going somewhere with a three-pointer? Like, I know what Caitlin Clark is to the WNBA.
Give me someone with an all-star appearance, okay?
That's fair.
Like, if you even if you don't think that she's...
I mean, just shut up. Like, shut up. Shut up about it. Caitlin Clark's fine. She's great for women's basketball. She's brought attention, money, everything else.
Yes.
Yeah, great. You want to have the reaction because of Peyton Pritchard? All right, great. Have a bad reaction.
LeBron? Does she remind you of LeBron?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even that he has to answer the question, it's stupid. It's stupid because she's there, because you have to bring him. She have to bring her on to do analysis. She has to be an analyst. Guess who I don't care about the analyst? Caitlin Clark. All right? I don't care
to have her there. If you're gonna have her there, though, don't insult her to her face.
But it's not an insult.
Oh, it is.
No, but it's not an insult.
For sure
it's not an insult. It's not what he was trying to do. There's no intent to insult her. I don't know why he said Peyton Pritchard. They didn't have a better answer.
Well, he should be prepped on that. If they're gonna give him a comparison, they got to tell him. Of course. Like, hey, you got to give a comparison here of Caitlin Clark. Don't throw him blind there.
Hey, Reggie ain't prepping. He's rolling in. That's Reggie.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say this, that it did, I like the broadcast.
Oh, the broadcast is great.
Yeah. It felt like a big game. It felt like a big thing.
For everything that I've criticized with NBC, now this and the Michael Jordan thing, the missteps have been funny, but the overall production of it's been tremendous.
So much better than ESPN.
They rolled our guy Bob out to open up shop, number one.
Who doesn't love seeing Bob Costas?
And apparently we're going to get more of them come baseball season,
Thank
boys.
God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jordan, they ran back another cut from the interview that was recorded last summer.
In 2022?
Yep. And then,
awesome.
Look, they went back-to-back. I watched both games, of course, Lakers and Knicks, and then into the nightcap with the Nuggets OKC. I just, I don't know, one's enough, I think. Make it the focal point. I don't know if you had to go back. I was like, damn, they're doing another game after this?
Yeah, agreed.
One thing hit me.
All right.
Did you see the girl at courtside next to Spike Lee?
I did notice her once.
Whoa.
Or twice.
Yeah, that's she's a Pennsylvania gal, Sky Bree, the great Sky Bree, John Marks.
Sky Bree.
She was sitting next to Spike Lee, and if you were watching the game, of course, Knicks, they love to put Spike Lee on the camera. And I did not see.
Is she OnlyFans or is she an actress?
Oh, she was an actress, former actress.
Ah, yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Now, is NBC going to get in trouble? Because you saw at the national championship game, some cute girl that ended up being an adult star.
My thought was
ESPN got their finger wagged at him because, some 6-year-old camera operator must have known it was her.
My thought was, if you're going around Celebrity Row, you could put her on as well. She's a celebrity.
Yeah. She was with Drewski?
Correct.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We're burying the lead here. Drewski?
Who?
What the?
Yeah.
Man, it pays to be funny.
It was Drewski, Sky Bree, and then Spike Lee. And I was like, damn. Celebrity Row at the Knicks. Fat Joe, Ben Stiller.
When they're good, it's a good.
Tracy Morgan.
Oh, man, who didn't love him? Tracy Morgan's big Knick fan.
Yep.
That's a sure.
Action Bronson.
I never heard of Drewski, but then I'm Googling him and I'm looking, and I still have never heard of him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
He's a comedian. He's a funny dude.
I'm pretty pathetic human being when it comes to all this stuff.
He's out there.
I'm just,
Only 12 million Instagram followers. Yeah.
He's out there.
Gotcha. All right.
Connect.
All right, last one for you. Jason Kidd has been facing some criticism for playing Cooper Flagg as the point guard for that team. Oh, wow, that's crazy. He was asked about it. And God forbid you question the basketball knowledge of one Jason Kidd.
Coach, you got a lot of national criticism for playing Flagg at point guard. Over the last 2 games, he's on the ball.
Criticism, that's your opinion. You guys write that bullshit. That's not, I've done this. I played this game. I played it at a very high level, and I know what the I'm doing. And I don't give a what you guys write. Because you guys have never played the game. And so I build players. So I know what I'm doing. So to take criticism, it only makes me better. Because if I wasn't doing it right, you guys wouldn't be poking holes in what I'm doing.
even after.
There you go. Definitely did not bother him. That's pretty clear.
19 wins on the season. Yeah, you're not going to be open to criticism, understood. I will tell you this much. I did have a conversation when he was with the Lakers as a coach about Ben Simmons with Jason Kidd pregame. He was really cool and super nice. So to see him go off the deep end the way he did, yeah, he's bothered right now. They're winning 19 games. And the best part about this story is the reporter was literally Jason Kidd cut off the reporter's question because the reporter was a younger dude. He works for PHLY in Dallas.
Yes.
And he said he was going to say, although it is paying off over these last couple of games, but Jason Kidd cut him off. And, he didn't give him the.
Because I played at this level. I played at a very high level, so I know what I'm doing. I couldn't possibly be wrong. I'm Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
That's a great attitude to have.
To be fair,
yeah,
I think I'd be tired of it too if I went to a finals, they traded Luka, and now I'm sitting here like
this. Yeah. Oh, by the way, 1 year anniversary too.
Yeah, happy anniversary to that.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Jason Kidd wants to get all mad, and make headlines because somebody asked him about his overusage of Cooper Flagger. Like, that's fine. Then get that. You're making headlines for that. That's fine.
But I got to back him up a little bit here and say, like, why do criticism? They're not playing for anything, and you want to get Cooper Flagg as much experience as possible. He's not, right? Like, what am I missing here? Am I missing something?
Well, you're just being paper thin here. Like, you're just kind of being soft in the sense that, like, he was mentioning criticism and immediately you got your back up.
No. I meant from got you from that, but the criticism of playing Cooper Flagg at the point guard position. Why is that an issue?
I honestly, it's the first I've heard of it. I don't follow a lot of Mavericks or league. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say that's a deep cut, but you have to be an NBA fan to know.
Yes, I didn't
that
know. Yeah.
Kids being criticized because apparently it's a pretty big deal down there, and he's heard it and he's doing it whatever. But it comes with the territory.
Sure.
With being a coach in the NBA, especially with a guy like Cooper Flagg, who is thought to be the next guy.
Right.
And if he's struggling or anything like that, and he's being, I mean, Jason Kidd's a good coach. I don't think he's also a good coach in every situation. All right, like he was a great player.
Yep.
He rubs guys the wrong way. I mean, there's a lot going on with Jason Kidd.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we have Jim from Cheltenham. Jim, thanks for joining us. Hello.
How you doing, guys?
What's up, Jim?
Wait. I want to talk a little about the two winter sport teams. The Sixers, I give them credit. They have a great young player. They're a very competitive team. They're fun to watch at times this year, so I can live with that. But the Flyers are getting away with bloody murder. This is the worst. And I've been following the Flyers from the beginning, 1967. This is the worst hockey team I've ever seen in my life. And nobody really criticizes them. It's all right. Their front office I think is terrible. And I don't know what direction they're going.
Well, I think they're trying to, and I appreciate it, Jim. Good to talk to you as always. So we'll step back into it, and then maybe if there's some reaction, if there are any Flyers fans out there that want to educate us, Sean Brace.
Oh, there's a lot of them out there.
On the organization, 610-632-0975. I know my friend Bill Matz asked Rick Tocchet at the Carnival, straight up, what do you say to people that, and he said, like me, that don't believe that Mitchkov is getting enough ice time? Or I think he said, what does he need to do to get the ice time that we're looking for? And Tocchet's very intense, and he had said, I'm very frank. You can ask anybody. I pride myself on being very frank. And he said that he said Mitchkov came into camp out of shape. No fine line or anything like that. Or he said he came in out of shape. And you have to earn. Are you giving him the ice time? Or are you earning the ice time? You know what I would like to see Mitchkov do? Come in shape and be ready to go. Because I don't blame Tocchet for a second. You have a young player like that. You let him come in and do what he did last year and just play as much as he wants to and run the place. You know who's going to resent that? Everybody. His teammates are going to resent that. And you're telling a guy you can do whatever the hell you want, and it's fine because you're so talented. You have to stop that in its tracks, and you have to make him a professional. If that means that he's not going to react well to not getting ice time and he's not going to fight for it and he's not going to change, he was never going to be successful anyway. It's important. Tortorella, I think, was trying to do the same thing, and he had a really good relationship with him. That Tocchet show him some tough love, that some veterans on the team show him some tough love. Who was the player earlier in the season that came out and actually kind of called him out Mitchkoff called him out.
Couturier, I want to say. Not positive.
Might have been Couturier, but like as a Sam Boner, as a very casual Flyers fan that needs them to play well for me to really be interested, of course I want to see him play. I like the highlight plays, right? But he's got to earn it. And the Flyers are trying to build something to be able to actually be in the playoffs every year. Could you imagine a hockey team that is in the playoffs every year?
Oh, man.
And wins series?
I think we had a pretty good run with Carter and Richards, right? They were making it left and right.
It was a good run. Made a final, sure.
But, I mean, just making the playoffs every year. It felt like with Claude, they were always in the playoffs, too, as well.
They were at least relevant.
Yeah, and it's been bad. You know, I'm reading this article over at Crossing Broad where Kevin Kincade transcribed the whole thing. And, John, you're right. I'm not going to argue with you. You're right. But when you say things like the crest supersedes everything, not individuals, that's what I've believed. I don't know.
That's a hardo comment.
He goes, quote, I go down. I'm a very frank guy. I go down swinging.
Yep.
Stock it. I get it, but you're right. It's hey, man, he's in charge of a team. And if you allow this to fly for him, everyone's going to take it, however they want. Like, oh, he's getting away with that? Well, I'm going to do what I want to do here. And you can't have that. That's definitely not how Rick Tocchet's going to operate. But this team's got to find a way to win games. And Mitchkoff played in 80 games last year, scored a bunch of goals. I think he's found the net a few times as of late. It's desperation time, man. You got to find a way to win games here. Again, 2 weeks ago, this team was bound for the playoffs. The odds makers had them a lock for the playoffs.
Do you remember what happened when they started the skid?
It was you hopped on board.
It was me, yeah. They won a couple games, so I didn't have to say my bad. Hashtag my bad. Ray, hashtag my bad.
Yeah, it's on us. I think as a show, it's tough in the winter sports, especially without the Eagles right now. And, we are the station that carries both Sixers basketball and Flyers hockey, but we jumped on board with the winter sports, and as soon as we jumped on board, things got a little hairy. And Embiid's been good, but Paul George is now suspended. They're teetering on the play-in, play-out, or playoff line, and the Flyers have absolutely collapsed. But the problem is, you need them to totally bottom out.
Wow.
Because they're not going to go to the playoffs. Let's just drop this thing as far as we can go.
The Flyers need to bottom out.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying tanking for draft pick position.
At this point, you still have the chance to make the playoffs. But while we're doing the whole fine line, playoffs versus no playoffs, I want them to make the playoffs. But if they're going to suck, at this point, it just needs to be the point where we could get excited about something.
So they give two wild cards in the NHL. Guess where the Flyers are of the two?
Tell me.
Tied for 8th and 9th.
Oh, man. Yeah, Zegras is a good player. I've always been a fan of Konechny.
You're 9 points behind the Sabres.
Cooch is still doing it. I tune in. My Kelly just said over the weekend, man, we've been watching a lot of Flyers this year. I go, yeah, they're on the station, so I actually got to talk about them a little bit more if something does come up. But
I need wins.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're not winning as of late, and it's been really, really tough. Saturday was fun, right? Saturday versus the Kings, and then they ended up losing in overtime.
Yeah, they
got
lost.
A point. All-important point. You got to get the all-important point.
So here's my question that I would love for somebody, because I can say what I'm saying, and Sean, you're like, yeah, I agree with you, but
yeah.
But because it is Tocchet also has to realize that it's not a one-size-fits-all thing with these players. There's nuance to dealing with players like Mitchkoff, right? But what's the other side of it, Ray? Do you have the other side of it? You play him anyway? Because it's become this whole talking point, which probably has nothing to do with what the problem is this season, which is playing Mitchkoff another 4 minutes a night.
Yeah, it totally ignores the fact that you're allowing a million goals.
Right.
You're getting behind every game. That's the thing. The issue with this season, they were the comeback kids there for the first 2 months of the season. It's I can't believe they got down again and they had a lot of heart.
Lot of heart.
The issue is, once teams wake up to the rest of the season, those falling behind early, you're not going to be able to sustain coming back and winning.
We finally have a sports radio topic with Mitchkoff. Isn't it like a stupid NFL topic where it's it may not even matter, but we're so concerned and worried about Mitchkoff not playing enough, it becomes the sole focus? 610-632-0975. Yeah. Why would I play him more?
Well,
he hasn't earned it.
The big thing is, if you're not coming in shape, you can't get in shape on the ice. And, is that true? I think you can, right?
Right?
What's the point of this season? If the point of this season is to go to the playoffs, you got to play the guys that are most equipped to put you in the playoffs.
But
if the point is developing young talent, then we shouldn't have ever been talking about the playoffs, and this should have continued to operate like a rebuilding team.
Right, but you can do both. You can develop and make the playoffs. You don't try to make the playoffs in lieu of the development of the big picture. So I'm not going to go trade my young players to try to get Tony Amani or some old guy to come on the roster so he can make the playoffs. That doesn't mean you can't have both.
Well, and what I guess then you think that Michkov sitting on the bench best serves his development.
I don't know enough about it, but what I know is that when Rick Tocchet starts off, he's not playing enough because he didn't come into the season in shape.
Yep.
Then I'm sorry, like he's got to earn that back, and if he hasn't earned that back yet, that's on him. That's not on the organization. 610-632-0975. Also, we have Philly stuff, and then the latest on Vic Fangio. We think he's coming back, right?
I just got a text message that said we might need to revisit this.
All right.
Again, I thought he was coming back. I thought we've been down this path before. He's coming back, and then somebody just texted me. That's in the know. Again, they were like,
"Okay, it's not over yet."
Not over yet.
All right. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Fangio's future. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Morgenstern Medical. This February at Morgenstern Hair Restoration, when you book a hair transplant, you receive a full year of Nutrafol absolutely free. Call 610-831-HAIR or visit morgensternhair.com. What does Vic Fangio's future look like? It's been reported that he was contemplating retirement following the season and that he's expected to return to the Eagles as defensive coordinator, but that has not been confirmed as of yet. Philly Voice's Jimmy Kempski doing a lot of reporting, including reporting on the fact that the Eagles reached out to both Jonathan Gannon and Jim Schwartz while concerned about the retirement of Fangio earlier this offseason. We'll have Trey Burton coming up at 1 o'clock to talk about the Philly special 30 for 30 coming out and also that Super Bowl 52 victory. As for the 76ers, on Saturday announced that Paul George suspended 25 games for violating NBA's anti-drug program. Nick Nurse before the game on Saturday talking about that suspension.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, disappointed for sure. But those guys that have been playing, we got to figure out who's going to replace some of the things he does and the positionally and defensively and shots and all that kind of stuff.
And one on Saturday, be back in action tonight out in L.A. against the Clippers at 10 o'clock. This update is brought to you by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, Best Birds Talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic. Protect the shield.
It was not.
4 players touched the ball on that play, correct? 4. Center Kelsey. Snap was to
The running back.
Clement.
Yeah, Corey Clement.
Handoff to Burton. Burton to Nick Foles. How many people in Philadelphia, if you went up to 100 people in Philadelphia, could tell you the 4 players? It's a good trivia question.
Random people or sports fans?
Sports fans.
If you were in Xfinity Live.
Yes. Now stateside live.
Stateside
Building
Live.
formerly known as Xfinity Live.
But now it's Xfinity Mobile
If you're
Arena. Could
heading-
they just kept it?
If you're going to Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
Give me a percentage.
40,
Ooh.
20.
Ooh. Right? What do you say?
10.
I'm giving us a little bit more benefit of the doubt.
Now, I thought 40 was a good start.
Okay.
I think 4 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to all 4. And just because you're a big Eagles fan doesn't mean you remember Corey Clement or Trey Burton.
Yeah, Trey's the tough one.
Can I also say this about this whole 4 people touch the ball in that play?
What?
I get it. We love the guy. He's everywhere. He's got the big podcast.
I agree with you. I agree
They
with you.
weren't going to do this 30 for 30 without him, but the framing of this, 4 people touched the ball on
He's
that play.
the center.
Right, he touched the ball on every play, which doesn't make it any different. Philly special is so unique because Jason Kelsey was under center. Like, all right, I get it. He was going to be in there regardless. It's just
Wow, that's a take.
The framing of this is like, oh, Jason Kelsey has to be in there because he touched the ball to play. No, Jason Kelsey has to be in there just because he's Jason Kelsey, and he's a big part of that
Right.
team.
If it was Brett Toth that snapped the ball, Brett Toth's not in the 30 for 30.
Right. Oh,
Probably
yeah.
not.
We just got to get what Toth has to say about the team. Like, he was going to be in it regardless. Just this framing that's been, we got the 4 most
But that's
important
how that's how they justify it.
Yeah, you don't need to justify it to me. I don't walk into a 30 for 30 about the Eagles Super Bowl win like, how did Jason Kelsey get there? Don't pander to me here. I'm not an idiot.
These 4 players touched the ball. And it's been voted the best play of the Super Bowl.
Should
ever,
be.
in numerous spots.
Man.
So Trey Burton's come up at 1:00.
Jason Kelsey having a bad weekend. His night show got canceled, and now Ray's trying to take away the Philly special from him.
Yeah, what a loss that was. I couldn't wait to not watch that nighttime show.
I live down the street from where they.
Yeah.
I never went.
No, and by the way, like this isn't a shot at Kelsey at all. That's not easy to do.
Hell no.
That was a nighttime show. Who does he think he is? Johnny Carson? Man, that's more work than he needs to put in.
I'm with you.
Hell no.
Yeah, come on, man. Like let's back it up a little
And
bit.
he figured that out, I think, pretty quick.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He's getting into his lane. He's figured it out. The podcast is tremendous. He's going to go out in the studio every time they need him for NFL games.
ESPN, yeah.
Right. And then he'll pop up in town when he needs to. You know
what I need from Kelsey? I need some. There's games everywhere. Kabul, Afghanistan. I believe they're having their first game this year.
Yeah, I heard that.
France actually was announced today. Paris, France. The Eagles reportedly could be in Spain for a game this year. I need Kelsey on a game, doing the analysis on a game. Even if, not every week. I don't need it every week, but I would like to hear him in the booth. Yeah,
sure. Why not?
It'd be good.
Look, I think he knows the game. He knows the players. He's got great in-depth knowledge on what it takes. So, yeah, I would. And he's entertaining, too.
Yes, that's what you need.
Kelsey cast?
Need the entertainment.
No, I'm
out on the cast.
I'm
out
with
on
the
the
cast.
I'm just saying. The Manning cast is fallen.
It has, because it stinks.
Enough of the cast.
It's fallen. I'm just saying. They're going to be looking for a new cast. They've already got him on staff.
The Kelsey cast.
Yeah, I'm preparing everyone for it.
Just how about this? Just make him a broadcaster like everybody else.
Correct.
All right, this is where I need the Tony Romo roar. He'll be better than Tony Romo.
That is a great drop.
Who's not better than him? So the big story of the weekend with the Eagles was Vic Fangio and how he did retire, but then walked it back, or they talked him out of it. Maybe for the second straight season. Is it totally like are we back? You know, like that's the one thing I haven't heard was yes, Vic is 100% coming back. This retirement talk. I've heard the retirement talk. No, he's coming back. I haven't heard Vic Fangio as the Eagles defensive coordinator for 2026.
And that's where we started. And Ray said what? That there is no comment, correct?
Yes, they wouldn't confirm.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not confirmed.
Yeah.
So if this isn't a story, that's an easy question because he's under contract.
Yeah,
and that's why I asked you, John. I said, like, are people just digging for engagement? Because this is what I understand is that he's done this before, but he's coming back. But a friend of mine who is in the media and he works for an outlet but does not cover the Eagles, I'll just say that, did text me and said he's hearing it's going the other way with Vic. Now, we are hearing conflicting stories in-house. So this is still up in the air. Let's just say that. I'm safe to say that this is still up in the air. It is not a foregone conclusion that Vic Fangio will be back as a defense coordinator next year. I'm comfortable saying that.
Well, Vic, listen, man, we love you. I wish you would have made your mind up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And as the story goes, and as I heard it, he was like, this isn't the end of a 3-week period where they were trying to talk him out of it. It was very much a last week. He called and said he's retiring, and then he maybe was talked out of it again by Howie. They the Christian Parker dude. He was a disciple of Vic Fangio. He came with him from the Broncos. He got hired as the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys. Would have been the perfect in-house candidate to slide right in. Vic says, I'm retiring. Here's my student. He's ready for this job. Otherwise, the Eagles are going to lose him. And everybody knew that he was going to go somewhere else because someone was going to hire him. I don't know how you do that after he has already taken a job elsewhere. And now you're putting the Eagles in a bad spot. Not that they can't pivot, not that they can't go out and hire somebody else, but hey, like if you want to retire, retire. So we can move on. I think it's a bad look. I still don't like how it's like, if you're going to retire, retire. It would have been nice if you would have given him a couple weeks when everybody else that was retiring or wasn't coming back with doing it. But like for whatever reason you decided it had to be now, Jim Schwartz is still available out there. There's still some other guys that are available. I'm shocked that Vic has pulled this. And at this point, hey, we can do this again next year?
No.
Is this Brett Favre every year where you don't know if he's retiring or what? I mean, come on.
He was the coach of the Baltimore Stars in 84. He was the Saints linebackers coach in 86. He's been around the game forever. Health would be the one thing that pops into my mind, John. Like maybe, things are going a different way for him as of late. I don't know.
That has not even been spoken about.
That is very true.
At all.
But other than that, I think you are in the right side of thinking where it's like, wait a minute, this is not a good look for you, Vic. I think a lot of people are in agreement with you going, hey, man, you could have did this a different way. And you should have. Like, if you are that important and you believe in this franchise, first of all, you got free agency coming up. You got a draft. Your system is your system. And, oh, by the way, Christian Parker just went to Dallas, and there has been the discussion behind the scenes that they were hopeful that he would slide in and replace Vic. And that could have been the case. And that would have been great.
Seamless. I'm assuming they would have went in-house for that hire right there, but you have Jim Schwartz now that's available, potentially available. He's still under contract with the Browns, so I don't know what you'd have to do with that. But there actually is something you can do to replace him and give you more than an adequate replacement. So I kind of annoyed. I don't know. Kind of annoyed. Like, if you want to come back, come back. I get it. Like, things change. I don't know if this is Vic, where he's burnt out from the season. He's like, I don't know if I can do this again. No, I'm going to retire. I said this last year, and they talked me back. Like, at what point do you stop talking him back and just say, you know what, Vic, then just retire?
Dude.
And you hire somebody else.
He coached the Dome Patrol of the New Orleans Saints back in the 80s. Do you know who those linebackers were?
Pat Swilling.
One.
His son played in the NFL.
Wow, these are names, man.
His son played in the NFL, the linebacker. He's a short guy. He's probably like 5'10".
You want him?
Yeah.
Ricky Jackson, Sam Mills, Vaughn Johnson, and Pat Swilling, the Dome Patrol of the 80s.
He coached them?
Coached them.
Wow.
Vic's been doing it for a long time.
All right, coming up, 610-632-0975. We got you on the other side. Does this change the way you think about the Eagles' defense? We'll discuss. Trey Burton, 1 o'clock, Middays with Marks.
The Flyers have hit some bumps on the road.
As Ray Dunn pointed out earlier, typically the Eagles' defense struggles in the beginning of the season while the Phillies are still playing. And once the Phillies are eliminated, that's when they kick it into high gear.
Think about the worst game for that defense this year. Probably that Thursday night against the Giants.
Yeah.
Totally distracted by the fact that the Phillies season was ending.
Right.
Totally distracted. You think in that booth they didn't have the Phillies game on up?
Who takes the signals? Who gets the signals from Vic? Whoever it is like, Vic, we need a call.
He's like, I can't believe Kirkering threw that there.
Exactly.
Kidding me, man?
Oh, you mean the green dot? Bond is wearing the green dot. There you go.
Honestly, if Vic does retire, we need his coverage of the. I mean, don't we need him on Phillies?
Fangio on Phils? Sounds like a podcast to me.
Oh, that's great.
All right, listen, let's do a weekly, and then we turn it into a podcast on top of it.
Yeah.
Dunmore guy, too. There was a great write-up. That's I played Dunmore in high school football.
They're not far from where you grew up.
That's a hop, skip, and a jump. That's the town next to where I grew up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He's a big-time dude. And it was pretty cool. Like, they went back. I forget who did it in the Enquirer. It was a really good piece. They went back and interviewed a bunch of people. And, I mean, these guys that they were interviewing are just straight out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. It's like, yep, there they are.
You felt right at home,
Yeah,
huh?
felt right at home.
That's
like a warm bowl of soup.
Let's get Kay in here, and then we got something on the Philly. Kay, what's up? Kay in Southwest Philly. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good show. Thanks for having me on.
What up?
You know, when you look at the Dodgers and what they got going on over there, and granted, you know, we competed, Blue Jays competed with them. You know, you can't afford to let little pieces like Bader and these other guys go because, you know, you can't compete with their budget. So it's kind of like a chess match in free agency. And, I mean, do you guys think we're being aggressive enough? Do you think that we should love Bowman enough to not want to upgrade? I just feel like we're sitting on our hands. I turn on MLB Network, and there's guys moving around that could really help this team.
Yep. Keeping Stott's one thing. I have no problem with Stott. They're not bringing back Alec Boehm unless something happens where there's no market and it makes sense for them to bring him back on a 1-year contract. They tried to move him last offseason. They were going to move him if they got Bo Bichette. So let's not act like that the Phillies really want him. They value him potentially, but do they really want him? I just like things change, man. Like you might have thought the Bo Bichette thing was done, and you're like, all right, well, like we're not going to get Bo Bichette, so we're going to come back with Boehm. And it's like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But Suarez was still available out there. And if the price tag was really $15 million, you know what Howie Roseman does? He says, how do we get it done?
How we get it done.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Dombrowski told you, no, we're content. And he wasn't kidding.
That's the issue is, man, yeah, like need to listen to Dave Dombrowski and believe him. He is content. And
we have a good club.
That's troublesome. At the end of the day, that team is not better than last year, in my opinion. Still some holes.
Well, certainly not on paper. And the lineup hasn't. The lineup really hasn't changed, which has been a problem.
Yeah.
If you put Suarez, like some people were saying, well, you don't sign. Like that's why you don't sign JT. Well, no, like that's why if you had places that would take Boehm, you trade Boehm because it's clearly an upgrade.
Yes, I want both pieces back. I want
Suarez and JT back. All right, now you got like JT batting 7th. Or down the lineup and you have a real cleanup hitter behind Harper, that's legit.
And that goes for the division and to win a World Series. Like right now, and Jim Bowden isn't the all-in-all or end-all when it comes to this sort of thing as far as the authority, but he was giving out grades this offseason. The Mets, he's got them winning the division. He gave them an A-, I want to say. He gave the Phillies a C- for the offseason. I don't care, Jim Bowden, whoever it is. I don't disagree.
I would think most Phillies fans would agree with the assessment of Dave Dombrowski this offseason.
There it is.
As I would as well.
People forget they did sign Schwarber.
You know what, Ray? I'm sorry. I have to actually put that in my notes.
And that was a gift. That was easy.
And that's in my notes.
Yeah, you give him the biggest contract.
Well, you just can't forget.
He didn't want to go anywhere else. He wanted to come back to Philly.
Don't. Hey,
what?
You can't forget that they signed Schwarber.
All right. So Trey Burton's coming up here at 1:00. Does anybody else remember the actual plays before the Philly special? Because that was 4th down. Ray, do you remember any of them?
That's a great question. No, I don't think I do.
So I went through the play-by-play, and then I just watched it.
Okay.
So they are 1st and goal from the New England 8. Corey Clement gets a 6-yard run on 1st down.
Remember that now.
Now you're second and goal, as do I. Clement up the middle for a yard, which sets up the 3rd and 1. What do? It's a back shoulder quick throw to Alshon on the left-hand side where he's grabbed. I actually have it right here. You could make the case, certainly make the case that he was interfered with. Won the great throw. It was incomplete. And they're showing Doug on the sideline, everybody on the sideline be like, where's the flag? Where's the flag? And I don't remember the play.
No.
Before watching it.
No, and
Now that you say
they
it,
swallowed the whistle.
do?
They swallowed the whistle all that whole game, right? Like,
Yeah, they
you
did.
know.
I remember because the reaction in the room. I'm watching with my family. Immediately the room's like, oh, of course, Patriots going to get the benefit of the doubt on that one. That should be pass interference. We're all sitting there like, they're not going to get it on this 4th down. It's a disaster. The world's falling apart.
The game was a track meet,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, my God. Yeah, and remember, after halftime, because the touchdown puts them up 10.
Yep.
Going into halftime. And that's where I remember saying, like, oh, my God, they can actually win this game. And then they couldn't stop Gronk in the 3rd quarter, and it looked like they were going to lose. But Nick Foles was not going down.
You know, when you bring up with a lead at halftime, my mind goes to that first Kansas City Super Bowl. They were up.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you the vibes in that party I was at. That's Super Bowl, first Super Bowl against Kansas City at halftime. Wow. We were like, we're going to win another Super Bowl.
It felt like it. It did. So then that sets up the 4th and 1 timeout by the Eagles, which is now famous because Doug's over there. Fullback dive is is what he called. Well, ask Trey Burton what the call was. Fullback dive, but Nick Foles comes over and saves the day and asks for the Philly. And Doug says, yeah, let's do it. And then he goes over and says, the Philly special? When you're Trey Burton and now you know that you're going to be, if it executes, you're going to be throwing the ball to Nick Foles in a Super Bowl. Is there a lump in your throat? Everything's probably happening so fast. It's like, oh, my God. And we'll ask Trey about it. He's coming up at 1 o'clock.
So many questions.
I don't think they executed it well in practice that week.
Yeah, and the fact that you're throwing a ball and he was wide open, like that's got to, unless you don't even pay attention to that sort of thing, it's just happening so fast. But that could sometimes throw some people off. Like the guy is that wide open. You're like, oh, got to get it to him. Plus, you have to catch, help me out with this, revisiting it. Was it a handoff or was it a little bit of a pitch to Trey?
So I'm looking at it right now. They call timeout. So they actually go to the line of scrimmage. Again, I didn't remember that. They go to the line of scrimmage and they're in shotgun. Nobody in the backfield, they're in shotgun, and then Doug calls timeout. So Nick goes over to the sideline, and yeah, it's a pitch, right?
It's a pitch. So he's got to catch the pitch, and that's something that could throw you off too.
But doesn't that just show you about Nick? In that moment, he wasn't screwing anything up. That was the game. That was the game of the life. That was the game of his life.
And now I'm watching this play. Ray, you are so wrong to say that Jason Kelce is not a part of this play. That's a deep snap. That's a deep snap. That's deeper than what Nick Foles was at. Nick Foles slides off to the right. That's a deep ball through his legs to Corey Clement. It's got to be on the money.
All right, so Nick Foles is calling for the crowd to calm down. He goes over, and now he's walking up like he's trying to talk to the lineman. It gets snapped to Clement, who goes to his left, a flip to Trey Burton, and then he throws a perfect touchdown, Nick Foles. And it's a great call by. We'll play the call before we bring on Trey coming up. It's a great call too by Collinsworth and Al Michaels.
You're going to tell me like what other plays in Super Bowl history would even come close to this, right? You have
that stupid Dwight Clark catch from 50 years ago.
Santonio in the corner was a big one.
Tyree.
David Tyree is an iconic one.
James Harrison interception to the house. That was pretty strong, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some great plays, but this is incredible. And again, against the Patriots. Oh, by the way, I was just watching something from the Patriots and Panthers game. Longest play from scrimmage in Super Bowl history was a pass play from Jake Delhomme against the Patriots on 3rd and 10. I think it was an 85-yard bomb to the house.
Who was it to? Was it Musa Muhammad?
I don't think it was Muhammad.
Because he wasn't the speed guy. C. Smith?
No,
he wasn't on that team.
Longest catch Super Bowl history.
Who was the other? They had another guy on that team.
While we discuss that, my favorite part of this whole thing.
It was Musa Muhammad. Good call.
Okay.
Is that Burton was recruited to Florida to replace Tim Tebow?
As a quarterback.
He was supposed to be a quarterback.
And the reverse angle they show, he threw it like 10 yards. He stopped briefly. Foles. And the salt in the wound is Tom Brady dropped the ball later on in the game.
Yeah, man.
and the famous picture that's made with the Lombardi falling
out of
his
his hands.
I wonder what Trey has still from that game as far as memorabilia. Does he have his full uniform? Did he give anything away? Did the Hall of Fame take anything from anybody?
All right. Trey Burton on the Philly special, the new 30 for 30, his role in that. It's going to be huge. And it premieres February 6th. Wow, so that later this week. All right, Trey Burton's coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Trey Burton on deck. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by NGM Insurance. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NGM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries. We got Trey Burton from the Super Bowl 52 champion Philadelphia Eagles joining us next to talk about the 30 for 30 that ESPN's putting together for the Philly special that'll debut this Thursday. And, of course, going to relive some great memories from that team. As for the current team, they're right now dealing with the potential retirement of their defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio's future. A little bit in doubt over the weekend. A couple of reports saying he was contemplating retirement. They're expecting him to come back. The Eagles have reportedly reached out to Jonathan Gannon and Jim Schwartz while concerned about Fangio's retirement, according to Philly Voices' Jimmy Kemsky. As for the 76ers, they announced that Paul George was suspended 25 games for violating the NBA's anti-drug program prior to the game on Saturday. Nick Nurse addressed who needs to step up.
I think there's a number of guys there to do it, and that's where we are. And we've been in this kind of next man up mentality for quite a while, and we're going to have to dig in and do it again.
Sixers won that game on Saturday night over the Pelicans. Tonight, they've got the Clippers at 10 o'clock. You can listen here on The Fanatic. This update's also brought to you by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. They're anything but your usual nugs at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best bird talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
His first HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months. Rebates, tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. You can learn more. ServiceFirstHVAC.com. Trey Burton coming up in a second. ESPN Films. Philly special. debuts at 9 p.m. on February 6th, which is that Friday or Saturday? I don't even know.
I think that is
Friday night.
Oh, Friday.
Friday.
Appointment television, John Marks.
Sure is. Which is very cool. They have an ESPN, an NFL Films director, Angela Zender, who co-directed it. And, it is the moment that propelled the Eagles to an upset win over the Patriots for the first Super Bowl title. Told through perspectives of the players, coaches, and fans who experienced it. It's also a personal look at the city of Philadelphia with unique mix of heartfelt optimism, notorious pessimism, and unbridled underdog passion. Remember the masks?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a mask?
Had a mask.
You still have it?
Oh, still got it. Oh, that's not.
What was your mask?
It was the official mask. I remember I bought it when it first came out.
Yeah, but what dog? The German Shepherd?
Yeah, the German Shepherd.
Oh, I didn't get the German Shepherd.
You just went with some other dog?
On Friday, can everybody?
Oh, absolutely.
Can everybody Instagram or tweet us the pictures of the masks that they had?
Absolutely.
I can even wear it in.
Yeah, I'll bring it in. I know I still got it.
I still have mine. Mine was not the German Shepherd. It's a stupid poodle.
Oh.
There were no German Shepherds left.
No, they were gone. I remember I was able to get it right before everybody started ordering them off of Amazon. They were gone.
I just remembered, like you, went to Amazon, and I think I ordered it, and then you know how, like, you get the message afterwards that it's no longer in stock or whatever. So many people hit it up, and then they realized they didn't have it. So I had to get the poodle. Do you know the poodle one I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh, my God, it's so bad.
Yeah, I do. And I also remember that they were underdogs in every one of those games.
It became
that was it.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Because the guys bought into it. Yep. Just like with Sirianni did a great job.
They were underdogs in that Falcons game, though? No way.
Because of Nick Foles.
Oh, they were.
No one thought they were going to win anything.
That's right. Wow. I know that they were definitely underdogs against the Vikings at home. But that Falcons game is interesting. Yeah, to go back into that.
And that was very close.
Yeah. Oh, that was.
Closest game.
Yeah, that was a tight one.
If you look at it, there was a Julio Jones.
At the end of the game?
At the end of the game, you would lost. It was 15-10.
Torrey Smith had the deflection.
I mean, there's a lot. It was a lot. But it really became the thing of being the underdog, and you naturally bought into it. Just like Nick Sirianni did a really good job where the Chiefs were going for their third title, and it's like, oh, they already had their third title. They already won it. Like, give them their T-shirts now. And the Eagles players bought into it. Oh, and by the way, their defense, they were not losing that game against the Chiefs. But still, they bought into it, and that whole underdog thing was something very real. But all four players that touched the ball during that, Jason Kelce, Nick Foles, Doug Peterson, Corey Clement, and Trey Burton. Obviously, Doug didn't touch the ball. So it's a 4th and 1. They come up to the line of scrimmage. And it's not a Nick Foles timeout. It's a timeout from the sideline. Here's how it sounded when Nick Foles goes over to the sideline.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
Philly special. Ready?
So, Doug, like a half a tick too long, you could hear the hamster wheel going on in his head.
He's got to play it out in his mind. He's the head coach. He's the play caller. That doesn't work. That goes the other way. That could obviously alter the way that game played out.
He thought about it and said, yeah, let's do it. And they come to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 1. If this doesn't work, man, here's how it sounded on NBC.
This could decide the game.
4th and goal. And they're going to snap it, and it's Trey Burton who throws caught. Foles, touchdown.
Wow.
Oh.
Minnesota was filled with Eagles fans.
Oh, it was crazy that week. To discuss, he's going to be featured in the 30 for 30, and he threw the touchdown pass to Nick Foles in the Super Bowl in one of the most iconic plays in NFL history. His name is Trey Burton, and he joins the show right now. Trey, how are you?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? All good this way. Y'all good?
Well, yeah, we're good. Yeah. We're good. Rough end of the season as Eagles fans. You know how we operate, Trey. You know how it is here.
Of course.
All right, so, I mean, what's it like being – what was it like? When did you find out that they were doing the 30 for 30 and everything? Has this been in the works for a while?
Yeah, it's probably if I had to guess, 8 months ago, maybe 9 months ago, and they let me know, but they weren't 100% sure, if the NFL wanted to do it or if ESPN wanted to do it. I forgot which one exactly it was. And then when they pulled the trigger, it's all about getting everybody's schedules lined up so we all can be together. And once that happened, it was, happened pretty fast after that.
Very cool. So take us inside the play, because we were just going through it on the air. We're going through the entire. We didn't remember the series at all. Two Corey Clement rushes, and then an incomplete pass to Alshon, which I actually do remember because it looked like interference on the play, which sets up the 4th and 1. Now, Nick calls a timeout. Do you remember originally what the play call was that you were going to do?
Yeah. So we had a play. It was basically, long story short, a speed option, and we called it Speedo. So I think it was Speedo right, or maybe Speedo left. I don't remember, but yeah, it was a speed option. And Foles never loved it. Going into the game, he talks like openly about actually hating the play call. And then when they called the timeout, that's when obviously Nick went to the sideline and said, you want Philly.
Wow. So he goes to the sideline. So you were on the field for the play that was called, but Nick called the timeout?
No, I was on the sideline next to my coach, Justin Peel. I think Selleck and I were both together on the sideline.
Wow. So then Nick comes over and says the Philly, and then that's when you kind of get the pat go into the game. Did you know at that point what play was called, or you find out in the huddle?
No, yeah, I found out in the huddle. So usually what happens is you're sitting on the sideline with your position coach if you're not in, and you're listening where your coach tells you what personnel, who's supposed to be in the game. So, one of our personnel was called Cub, and Cub is Zach and I in at the same time at tight end. And so he looked at me and he like nods his head on the headphone and says, "Hey, Cub, you're in." So I ran in, and then I didn't know what was going to be ran until I got in the huddle.
All right, so Nick says the Philly special, which means that if it works, you're going to be trying to throw it to Nick Foles. Did you practice this play during the week?
Yeah, we practiced it a lot. Well, so during the Super Bowl week, we did not while we were in Minnesota because we didn't want the Patriots to be filming or whatever they have going
again?
on.
Yeah.
So we didn't run it. We didn't run it then. We ran it in the hotel, walkthrough wise, obviously, but we had it in the weeks prior, against Minnesota and Atlanta as well.
So it was a play that you knew well, but did you guys when in practice did you execute it well? Did you feel confident when you heard the play call?
Yeah, there's mixed reviews about, execution and all that type of stuff, but I would always say it was completed and a touchdown, so that's all that really matters. Was it the prettiest throw every time or the prettiest catch or, that type of stuff? I don't know, probably not, but we caught it every single time and it worked.
So, but now you're in the Super Bowl, and now it's 4th and 1, and a touchdown puts you up by 10 points, which is significant. When you hear the play call, what's your reaction? Like, do you get a lump in your throat? Is it a let's go? How are you feeling at that moment?
Yeah, you don't obviously understand how grand it's going to be or, the implications of it. So, obviously thinking back now, if I would have known, I probably would have screwed it up or would have been a lot more nervous about it. But it was just a thing where, they call a play and you run it. It's very similar to like if, at the end of the game when we called Ertz to run that slant and he caught it and scored a touchdown, like
wow.
Ertz wasn't nervous to catch the slant and run the touchdown. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what ended up happening. So yeah, I didn't have much time to think about it. Just was ready to rock and roll, and I'm glad it all worked out.
Trey, you had gloves on. Any thought of like removing a glove if that gets called, or is that not something that you can do because obviously they would pick up on something like that?
If we were playing anybody else but the Patriots, I probably would have taken my glove off. But since we were playing them, I kept it on.
Nice.
Now that glove go to the Hall of Fame. Did anything? I mean, we're talking about one of the most iconic plays in Super Bowl history. It's still talked about. You're now in a 30 for 30. Did they take something from you in the Hall of Fame, or what's the fallout been from you throwing that touchdown?
I believe just the ball went to the Hall of Fame, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's very cool.
So Foles is wide open. Do you even see how open he is, or is it just too quick?
No, it just happens so fast. And just, I played quarterback in high school, so it's just, a natural thing. Just throw the ball to the guy that's open.
What about the transition, that the pitch from Corey to you? Anything there that's second nature as well?
No, but it was a great pitch. I mean, I don't know if he meant to do it, but I was able to get the laces really fast, So anytime on a trick play like that, you want to, get the ball to a comfortable position to be able to throw it. And so I was able to I don't even think I spun it. I already had the laces on my right hand, so pretty easy toss and all that type of stuff.
And we're talking to Trey Burton. The ESPN 30 for 30 premieres this Friday at 9 p.m. Earlier you mentioned Nick, who would openly talk about not liking a play. When you talk to a lot of his teammates, people just rave about, what is so special about Nick Foles? Watching that game, there was one way the Eagles were going to win their first Super Bowl. It was the backup quarterback that nobody believed could win. You guys were underdogs in every game, and you're winning on plays like that. But What made Nick so special as a guy, especially looking back at that game?
I mean, that game and the Minnesota game and the Atlanta game, he played at such a high level. Nick's such a likable person, such a good locker room guy, and somebody that people want to be around. So, off the field, it's an easy thing. It's natural, it comes natural for him. But like just the level he was playing at, and just some of the throws. I mean, that flea flicker in Minnesota was against Minnesota, at home, and it's unbelievable. But bro, the ball he threw was probably you couldn't throw a better ball than that. The pass he throws to Corey Clement in the third quarter in the Super Bowl, like out of this world throw over the shoulder. So like the way he was playing, and obviously the stats show that and back it up. He was unbelievable.
Trey, were you surprised at how easy that play was in the grand scheme of things because it was New England Patriots and to fleece somebody like that, of course, with Bill Belichick at the helm, it's unexpected. It doesn't happen often.
No, I mean, if I told you that someone other than the quarterback was going to throw a touchdown in any Super Bowl, would you believe me?
Yeah,
Probably not.
true.
So I mean, you got to do what you can against those guys, and what a run they had. They were unbelievable, and we took advantage of it.
Yeah, you mentioned the Zach Ertz touchdown, and remember, they're in replay review, and we've seen the NFL, even though we know it's a catch and it's a touchdown. Earlier in the year, the officials, and they overturned it and made it not a catch. And meanwhile, they kind of changed the rules on the fly for the playoffs, and it becomes a catch. But there's so many plays in the game outside of the Philly special that you mentioned the Clement and like the BG sack. And where was your view of the last play of the game where Brady's trying to throw it down and it looks like it could be caught? And it took a second for all of us to realize that it wasn't caught. Where were you?
I was probably 15 yards in front of the line of scrimmage, going into the end zone. And everything just happens in slow motion, at that point. And yeah, just watching the ball in the air and hoping that the defenders would knock it down and that Gronk wouldn't get his hands on it. And they had they had to make a 2-point conversion, I believe, as well. In order for them to win. Obviously, it would have been unbelievable. But that just whole game was just back and forth nonstop. It felt like a track meet.
Trey, how often are you asked about this play? Give me a number throughout the course of a year. 365. We talking like 100 times? You got to.
No, like 300 times.
Yeah.
So good.
Now my kids are getting older, and they have, their friends, and the friends start realizing, and then their parents start asking, and, it's just it's all the time. But, I mean, I'd rather be known for, completing it than throwing an interception or, absolutely bombing it, over Nick's head or throwing it in the dirt, so it could be known for way worse things.
The intro for the 30 for 30 is incredible. I got goosebumps talking to you right now. I'm sure a lot of Eagles fans driving in their car listeners have it as well, just reminiscing about that play. But the intro for the 30 for 30 is incredible. And I would imagine we're going to learn a few new wrinkles in there for the people that know everything about the Eagles. I think
you guys will like it, man. I think I watched it last week and everything, so I think you guys will like it. It's a lot more laid back. I think it's funnier than what people would expect it to be, and I think they did a great job. It was really cool working with the people at NFL Films. I believe they're in Mount Laurel, and so most of the people that were there were like, man, we're huge Eagles fans, so they wanted to make sure they did it right. And yeah, it's going to be fun.
Hey, Trey, were you guys all together for a portion of this, talking about it like a round table, or how did that all work out?
Yeah, so we all had like individual interviews, that we would do. And then the second day we were there, we had a big group. It was basically an all-day type of thing, doing shots at different locations in Philly and, talking about different times of the year and the Super Bowl and obviously the play and the game and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, it's a little mixture of everything.
Very cool. All right, so it's premiering on Friday, 9 p.m., ESPN. You can get it on the ESPN app. It's called The Philly Special, featuring Trey Burton, who threw the touchdown.
Let's go.
One of the biggest plays in NFL history. Trey, always appreciate a couple minutes, man. We'll talk soon.
Go Birds, guys. Much love. Talk to you soon.
There he is. Man. Go Birds. Go Birds.
Yeah, he's well-versed when it comes to that play. Smooth, very smooth.
So, Ray, this may be the only time in history of radio that somebody that threw a touchdown pass and also was in a Super Bowl ad were on the air at the same time. Because Sean Brace has been in a Super Bowl ad before. Are you aware of this?
Multiple.
Yeah,
multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah, he downplays it a little bit, but
I only knew of the one. Let's just put it that way.
Sean, it was actually back when we were here before, endorsed something called the Skull Shaver.
That is correct.
And the Skull Shaver is like a Norelco, the old Norelco electric shaver, but it's you can put it in the palm of your hand and you can shave your head.
Yep.
You're like Sean, where you shave your head.
For the bald people.
And it became a big thing and then went international, and they had a Super Bowl commercial. And what do you know? I'm watching the Super Bowl. I'm like, that was Sean. He didn't have a speaking part or anything.
No, I was just walking through the hallways, and I was shaving my head while I was walking through the hallways at work. I don't know if you should do that, but that tells you how easy it was. And it was funny because then they ran it. Was I in 3 or 2? I forget, but I started doing stuff with them. Long story short, and I signed on the dotted line. I don't care, but I would just like the little hey. Just so you know, we're going to rerun
a heads up.
Yeah, that spot at the end of a Super Bowl. Okay, cool. And that's what happened. But I did know about the one, and it was crazy because when it did happen, that was coast to coast. I got text messages from buddies that were out in Vegas, out in California, like, were you just in a Super Bowl commercial?
Yep.
Like, wait, what? Yeah. Pretty cool. So I didn't know. I had no idea if it was going to be regional or whatnot, but.
Oh, there's no regional.
No, that was next level.
How about that? That's legitimately the response I'm having to this. What in the world? How? Like, I mean, you explained how, but good for you.
Yeah, it was fun.
What Super Bowls?
That's a good
Got to be 5 years ago?
Yeah, it was definitely 5 years ago, if not more. Good question on that.
Yeah, he's not entirely
he's been in so many, it just doesn't matter.
Hey, look.
Yeah. I mean, when you go to one Super Bowl commercial, they're all the same after that.
Let's just be honest, the checks were all the same. So
what do you care?
Yeah, like run it. Great. I did get a lot of appreciation from some people out there, and text messages were going left and right. But let me tell you right now, as far as engagement, as far as attention, that was nothing compared to there was a one of those outlets on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken, like Jerry's World or something like that. Kill Jerry, something like that. Anyways, the Tube in London.
Is it F Jerry? Is it
yes,
that Instagram?
That's it. All right, so this account's got millions of followers, whatever. Right. So the Tube in London had my face in the tube. So it's a subway car. Boom.
I understand.
And there was a bald guy underneath it, and somebody posted a picture. Should I go in and ask him for an autograph? That one did numbers. That one got major attention. Everybody saw that one.
You think Sean's just some sports talk Yutz co-host of Middays with Marks? No. We're the Yutzes. He's the international superstar.
Oh,
I just looked up the Skull Shaver commercial. The first thing that came up was Pitbull. So it's you, Pitbull, and like that's
also Sean's idol,
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
Right. Damn right.
There you go. All right. Well, appreciate Trey Burton. I mean, you go back and you look at that game, and there's so many memories from that whole run. He brought up the flea flicker to Alshon. It was like they had to execute on such a perfect level to win at least the NFC Championship game, and they blew the Vikings out. But that throw to Alshon couldn't have been dialed up better. Couldn't have been a better time to throw it. Unbelievable.
No, it was a perfectly placed ball too as well, and the Vikings were a good team, right? And and there was definitely some question marks.
Remember the quarterback?
Yeah, it was. I know the quarterback. Why are you killing me now? I know.
I can't remember his name. What's his name?
Vikings?
Yeah.
Case Keenum.
Thank you.
I was thinking Cade McNown, but I knew it wasn't him. Case Keenum.
I know he threw the ball to Patrick Robinson, and when he scored that touchdown, I ended up getting, because I was working for Fox 29 at the time, and I had to do actual work. So, but I still went to the game. I was in the stands with a couple friends, didn't booze, ready to go downstairs, credentialed, all that. And then when that pass got picked off and returned, I got doused with beer.
In your work clothes?
In my work clothes. I mean, I was just drenched. There was beer everywhere. People were going berserk. And, that was a great time. That was a great time to be. Obviously, the loudest that stadium's ever been.
Eagles are up 22-12 after the Philly special. And the Patriots come out and they go down the field in less than 3 minutes. And it's like Gronk. Touchdown. It's 22-19.
Yep.
The Eagles answer with a touchdown, 11 plays, 85 yards. And that was the Corey Clement pass, which was excellent from Nick Foles. But then the Patriots go down. They score a touchdown. Again, just march down the field.
Ridiculous.
Made it look easy. Eagles kick a field goal, so they're up 6. But I remember when they kicked that field goal, I'm like, oh, perfect. Now the Patriots score a touchdown, and they're up by a point, which is exactly what happened. They score the touchdown. They go up 33-32. The pivotal play of the game happened on a 4th down, a 4th and 1 from their own 45. In today's game, you go for that every time.
Yeah.
Back then, you don't really do that, even in that spot. But it didn't feel like they were going to be able to stop the Patriots if they gave the ball back. So they went for it on the 4th and 1, and that was a 1 yard for a first down. Or did they go for it again? Why am I it was the Ertz. It was the Ertz
reaching forward, getting the first down with the ball. Because I remember the entire room gasping as he puts the ball out. Like, please, God, don't let that get knocked out of his hands.
I don't know how he converted it. I don't.
There was a lot of gasping there.
Yeah, that entire game because it was still they were never going to win one.
Oh, yeah. Over 1,150 yards total offense between the two teams.
Yep.
Just insane.
Zach Ertz gets the touchdown. Where didn't it feel like they were going to overroll him? That was 3rd down too, so it would have been a 3rd, and they kick a field goal then.
It was the Steelers that year. I forget what tight end for the Steelers, whoever it was. That was the one that got called back.
Yeah.
My best friend growing up, Steelers fan, his dad, big time Steelers fan, will always say, yeah, in the Super Bowl, they gave you what they didn't give us in the regular season.
Jesse James.
That's what, Penn State.
Yep.
Remember
that's
that.
also why.
And that was as much of a catch as Ertz was a catch. He had full control. He hit the ground. He was over. So they kind of changed the rules without changing the rules. They give him the touchdown. And then, and that was it. That was really it, right? Because then you get the sack. That's 2 plays into the next one. You get the sack. You get a field goal. Jake Elliott with a big field goal. And then they made it interesting at the end. But like Trey had said, you knew they needed a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Well, how about
even to get to overtime?
How about Corey's catch in the back of the end zone?
Yeah,
Absurd.
man.
Alshon,
unbelievable.
There's still people out there that claim he didn't catch the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know? That's a big talking
that
point
was
up there.
That was a close one.
Oh, it was insane.
Both went in the Eagles' favor.
Yep.
Alshon had an unbelievable catch. Yeah, you're right.
We found out he was playing with the torn, what was it, labrum? Well, what do you have? Something wrong with his
rotator
shoulder,
cuff
right?
or a
Rotator
labrum.
cuff, that's what it was, yeah.
Yep.
I loved Alshon.
He's playing through it.
Loved Alshon.
They actually had the anniversary of his drop over the weekend. I think I saw the video.
Oh. Remember when he sat at the podium like, man, what are we here for? Wait, come on.
Him and Wentz, the picture of him and Wentz at the Sixers game is iconic. All right, coming up, the Sixers celebrated the big 2001 team over the weekend. We talked to Trey Burton, 610-632-0975. You can relive any of these seasons. See, easily 2017 over anything. Easily. Your first time. It's unbelievable. We'll talk about it coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Fangio's future. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. And over the weekend, we got a number of reports about Vic Fangio and the fact that he was contemplating retirement earlier on this offseason. Now, it is apparently that he's going to come back as the Eagles' defensive coordinator, but nothing confirmed as of yet. The Eagles also reportedly reached out to Jonathan Gannon and Jim Schwartz while concerned about the retirement of Fangio, according to Philly Voice's Jimmy Kempski. Elsewhere in town, the 76ers announced that Paul George suspended 25 games for violating the NBA's anti-drug program over the weekend. This was Nick Nurse ahead of Saturday's game addressing the suspension.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, disappointed for sure. But those guys that have been playing, we got to figure out who's going to replace some of the things he does and the positionally and defensively and shots and all that kind of stuff.
The Sixers did win that game Saturday night. Now tonight, they begin a 5-game road trip with a 10 o'clock tip-off against the Clippers. You just heard Trey Burton on our airwaves talking about the upcoming 30 for 30 on the Phillies special, as well as some memories from that Super Bowl 52 win. You can listen to that back on our website or the Fanatic app. This update is brought to you by Pico. When it's cold out, it takes more energy to stay warm inside. Pico's offers tools to help you manage your energy all season long. Get started at pico.com/winter. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Great teams stick together, so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results, 3 locations. Lancaster, Wayne, and I can see the office pretty much right from here in Ballackinwood. Morgenstern with an E, Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com, or call them 610-831-HAIR. People planning their Super Bowl parties, and if you're looking for somewhere to hang out, watch the game.
I am.
You are.
Where should I go?
Well, how about Caesars Atlantic City?
I'm in.
How about that?
With Ray and Connor.
Let's go.
Wow.
Also, did you notice what we got handed? We were talking about last week. Connor got top billing. Your read has me listed first.
Ray Dunn and Connor
Billing
Thomas.
is switched.
What does Connor think about that?
I don't know. He's just recovered from his illness, so he wasn't thinking about much this morning.
Connor was sick?
He was sick at the end of last week.
Was he?
Yeah. Recovered in time for the dunk tank.
That's right. He was in the dunk tank.
Playing her. I think each show should have their guy first. I think that would be proper.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I would bet when they promote on the morning show, they're probably going Connor Thomas. And Ray will still be there, too.
Yeah, but the headliner's Ray.
Oh, Ray.
I mean,
I like Connor. I like Connor a lot. I think he's very talented. Ray's the headliner.
I actually was out on Saturday night at an establishment, and somebody said we were talking, and they were like, "Yeah, Ray Dunn, that's right." I think I took a picture of the guy.
Sometimes I'll be in a grocery store, and someone will have gone to school with Ray.
It makes sense for you, yeah. I mean, that area.
No, you were at a Sixer game, and people heard your voice and recognized you and stuff.
Well, yeah, that was incredible.
You're a big star.
The reason it's noteworthy is because it happened.
Yeah,
I got a picture.
I took a picture of the dude. That's right. Good guy. He was like, "I know Ray Dunn. Ray Dunn. Ba ba ba."
Oh, that's great.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of
famous Ray
pictures and out, Carson Wentz jersey at a club in New Orleans.
A Carson Wentz jersey.
Rocking a white Carson Wentz jersey.
Okay. As
you're going out attire. In the year
weird.
2026.
Well, it is a little different down in Orleans.
It's a throwback.
Your Mardi Gras attire. You're going out for Mardi Gras, and you're having a Carson Wentz.
So was
jersey.
it a Carson Wentz hooked up, look good, match the shoes,
or DH Gate?
I mean,
right? What kind of? You took a picture?
Yeah, I got a picture of it.
You know what I mean?
Not a
Like
great
you can wear a jersey and make a statement based on if you ordered it from China.
Yeah.
But if you're wearing like a $300 jersey.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying that it's the right thing to do. I'm just trying to figure out the guy.
Yeah, he's got white-ish shoes on that kind of match the jersey, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think it justifies the whole fit.
You can't be wearing white shoes on bourbon.
Well, I brought the worst shoes I had because I was ready for that.
You know what the bourbon shoes like.
I've been there at this point.
By the way, Ray and Connor are hosting a Super Bowl pregame live broadcast and watch party. So you guys are going to be on leading up to the big game.
That's right.
Tailgate game. It's a tailgate game day party at the West, which I guess is the place in Caesars. Live DJ, oversized games, interactive competition, swag giveaways, open bar with buffet service. Hold on a second. You can register on site for a chance to win some huge prizes. You can learn more by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. You can book your experience at Caesars.com/AC. Must be 21. And you can go to the events page at 97.5 The Fanatic for details.
What a great place.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm letting the people know. Open bar. That's what I read there.
Right.
Open bar with buffet service.
I got a great connect on my LinkedIn page with the folks over at Caesars. Make sure you stop and see Noelle Stevenson. She's really good at what she does.
All right. There you
Stop
go.
by and say hi.
That's the place to be for Super Bowl.
And you better be ready the day after the Super Bowl. You can't be dry heaving over in the corner.
I have to get up early, too, because I'm coming from Caesars.
Oh, wow.
You're staying there that night.
You're staying there that night.
It's actually not a bad drive.
No.
It's not a bad drive. It'll probably take like $1.10, $1.20 just because of traffic once you get over the bridge.
I've done it like Monday mornings coming from the shore. Sometimes I'll do it.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's not bad. It's just me in the morning is not a good thing in general. Me in the morning after a Super Bowl party in which we're having a good time. Just gotta be prepared.
All right.
Gotta be prepared.
Are you placing a wager? Do you know where you guys are going here? I haven't talked to you about any of this. -4.5. Where are you going? Everyone's asking me this week, and I'm like,
I lean Patriots just because 4.5 seems a little light.
Are you concerned about Drake May's shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, not that he's gonna play, but what does he look like out there? We've seen what he's looked like. I don't know. That Seattle defense is rough.
Flipped, flopped. I'm now back on the Seahawks -4.5. I hate it. I'd rather be catching 4.5 with the Patriots, but that Drake May injury is really concerning. And their offense, man. You need a little something more than Drake May slipping out of the backfield, making a play with his legs.
Well, I mean, they've done. I mean, considering when you look at the actual talent, no, there's nobody that should be. Everybody should be surprised at where they are right now. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson is like he's like a good grind at running back. You have Trayvon Henderson, who was a high second-round draft pick. He didn't really do a whole lot.
No.
Butte is kind of like a big play guy. They don't have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Diggs is their go-to.
Yeah, Diggs is their – and he's still good, but –
This could be a stone-cold under. This really could be a low-scoring game.
All right, so hold on a second. You were out on Saturday night.
Yes, I was out.
With who?
Saturday night, I met up with my boy Beef at the Conchi Corner Tavern.
Where was your wife?
At home. Yeah.
Oh, so you were supposed to go on a family getaway with another family.
That's right.
And that got canceled because of a heater issue in the house you're supposed to go staying in the Poconos.
Yes. And then I wanted to go to the game. I wanted to actually go to the Sixers game to see my favorite team ever. And let me tell you, that was not viewed in a positive light.
So you wanted to ditch your wife you were supposed to have the family weekend with to go down to the game.
She's not going to the game.
I know.
She don't want to go to the game.
Why not curl up with a nice book by the fireplace with her? Watch a show. Watch that gay hockey show that she likes.
For the 9th time, yes. No, I put little man to sleep. He was out. She's hanging with Kendall. Next thing you know, I said, do you mind if I go meet up with Beef and the boys? Right down the road. It's in my backyard. I mean, they're right there, John. If they're
I know it's been a long time since you were out.
So,
right?
Since Friday night.
Yeah, you hadn't been, you got home at 1:30 on Saturday morning. And you just, it had been too long since you've been out.
Look, it's Sixers 0-1 celebration. I had to be out with the people at that one. Good time. Matter of fact, I got to go pick up my credit card. I forgot it there. That was on purpose, though, because it was ridiculous. The line it got a little jammed up, and I go, all right, I'll just come back tomorrow to get my card.
So you literally left your card there knowing.
I stood there. I'm not ripping on the place. The place is a dive bar.
They were busy.
Way too busy and one bartender, and I'm standing there for like 25 minutes, and I just said, all right, I'm out.
Oh, yeah.
You only got me for a limited time.
He's older than me, but he's younger than me, if that makes sense. Sean is older than me.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe he still does it.
Yeah.
Younger,
I felt it yesterday. Yesterday was, I was sweating on the couch.
See, we used to do this back when Sean wasn't even 30, or he was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm not that much older than you. How old are you now?
44.
Yeah, so I'm 5 years older.
Going on 21.
So right. But so I'm like mid-30s, and I'm like, dude, like, you got to make sure you're getting your rest, man. I get it. I like you're on a bender, and that's you and everything else, but like, you got to make sure you take care of yourself, which he did.
I'm home by
midnight.
midnight.
To do it.
I'm home by midnight.
I know.
I just go out for the game.
I know.
Home by midnight.
That game was at 10 o'clock?
Game was over about 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Post-game after party.
What's Brewing was on NBC Sports Philadelphia by the time you got home, man.
Meanwhile, I was fully immersed in my daughter's. The game went to overtime in her third, fourth grade basketball game, and it was tense. When I tell you it was tense, it was actually tense.
How high are the rims?
They came back 9 feet. They came back and tied it. Nice. They scored 4 points late to tie it. And it goes to overtime, which we didn't know there was an overtime because there's supposed to be hour games. So there's like 100 people waiting to get in the court for the next game. And there's not a lot of room. So they're waiting to get on. It's a 2-minute overtime. The overtime ends in a tie. So I'm like, are we going to double overtime? Nope. Game ended in a tie.
Oh, man.
14 all.
Push City. What's this, soccer? Come on, there's no ties.
Well, no, they were favored by a point, so I cashed. Right? I didn't bet win. I bet point spread.
That's it. You make sure you use the promo.
It was really tense. It was.
Good.
The kids were tense. The coaches were like calling timeouts. Oh, it was so funny.
Rick Barnes over here.
It was a lot of fun. All right, coming up, YouTube chat recap, and we'll wrap it up. Middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about your hair, guys. How about making February the year you say, you know what? I've heard Johnny Marks talking about getting something done about my hair. Because here's the thing. You can shave your head and it looks good, and that's perfectly fine. But there's a lot of guys out there that are like, man, I hear him talking about it. Does this really work? Well, how about this? Not only does it work, you're not going to get better results than with Morgenstern Hair Restoration. And right now, Morgenstern Hair, if you book a hair transplant, you will receive a full year of Nutrafol absolutely free. That's helping your transplant results stay strong, healthy, and thriving long-term in their team. Same team that took care of me. They've been doing it for over 30 years. Most experience and most success. That is Morgenstern Hair Restoration. I've trusted my own hairline with them for over a decade, and they also offer non-invasive hair restoration options for men. I saw Thomas Drayton from Fox 29 was over there getting the non-invasive stuff. And how about women? Every stage of hair loss, that's Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Their number, you can remember this, 610-831-HAIR. 610-831-HAIR. These are real results. Go to my Instagram page. You can see them all. 610-831-HAIR. Tell them John Mark sent you, or their website, Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com.
The Sixers are opening eyes and starting to...
50 Cent on New Year's Eve was performing. And we let my daughter stay up, and we're watching it. So, 8 and 10. And there's that line right there. And I'm like, Liz? Liz? I'm in the habit sex, I'm in the making love, so come give me a hug. I'm like, Liz?
Yep.
Liz? She's like oblivious. She's on her phone, like shopping on Amazon or something. I'm like, remote.
My daughter said something to my wife the other day, like, I heard a bad word, and I know I'm not supposed to say it. And it was the word. The
F word?
Yeah. And, look, I have I used to be a cursor. I am not a cursor, especially. But this morning, like, perfect example. I won't lie to you. I don't know what's going on with my water heater, my hot water heater, but like my shower will just go from cold to blazing hot out of nowhere.
You need a Bradford white water heater.
I think I do. And next thing, I let one rip. I like, can I just bleep and take a shower, please? Like, and
it's cold weather.
So every once in a while, I do let it rip, and then
I've never said the F word in front of my kids.
How about that, John?
Or even really cursed. I don't think I've even really cursed.
I wish I could say that.
Yeah, I mean, my wife has made it a couple days without using the F word
I
in
am.
front of the kids.
I try. I really do. I just, I'm good. I'm good.
My parents weren't cursers. My parents never cursed in front of me. When I became an adult, they did.
Are you ready for this? I never saw I think one time, I saw my mom and dad fight one time. And it was over my dad. True story. My dad used to go away when he worked for Sherwin-Williams Paints, and he used to be always on the road. He came back, and my mom made chicken patties. She burnt them. And he was like, I'm not eating this crap, Joanne. I'm telling you, it was the only time I've ever seen them argue.
Over a burnt chicken patty?
Burnt chicken patties.
Well, she's got to do a better job if he's away on a long vacation or a long work trip.
I'm not eating this crap, Joanne. And he threw it away, and then he made them himself.
Oh, Ray doesn't look like he has parents that did a lot of cursing in front of him, right?
Yeah, I can't say they did. There was a flip at some point, but
I know Kylie Kelsey doesn't subscribe to that whole theory of
what? No arguing in front of the
no cursing.
Oh,
if you watch that Amazon documentary, she says more F words than anything else.
That's the Delco in her.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my wife's Delco. That's why an F may fly when.
Well,
kids are bad.
You would have thought that I was the one that drove up to the Poconos and ripped out the heater. Like, it was my fault on Saturday.
Was Kelly unhappy?
Oh, yeah. We packed the car up. Everything was my fault. Everything. Let me tell you. You can't go away for a day because the amount of crap we were bringing up just for 48 hours max, not even, it's absurd.
Well, how old's Lane now?
Lane is 8 months. I get
it. 8-month-old, you need so many things.
Yeah, you got to have she made this big bowl of pasta salad. You could have fed the whole Pocono Mountain. I just, like, come on.
So it was your fault that the heater broke?
Yeah, it was my fault. It was my fault that the heater broke. It was my fault that, I was just like playing the long game. Like, I don't know if this is going to get fixed. Next thing you know, she's packing the car up. Next thing you know, we didn't even get out of Conshohocken.
So you were expecting to go. You packed the car because you thought it was going to get fixed, and then you got word that it didn't get fixed.
Correct. And then let me tell you, that was not good. I'm never going to the post. We're not doing. And it's like I even bit my lip for the majority of that time. I took it. I was taking just shrapnel, just taking the shots.
So is that why you went out with your buddies Saturday night?
We did not.
Because some would say maybe spend some time with your wife.
She took Kendall bowling. I stayed home with Lane. They came home. High five. Great to see you. I'm going out for the Sixers.
Good for you. Good for you.
Damn right.
All right, let's get to the YouTube chat recap.
My fault.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in?
Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Yep, what we got?
Get 'em, Ray. How did Oklahoma City do it? Draft-wise and build through youth. Not knee-jerk trades for aging, broken players. Bill from Harleysville.
Yeah, man, I mean, I hear you, and I'm not even going to say like I disagree with what you're saying. The reality is you're all of you are full of crap. If Giannis was here, you'd go nuts, and everybody would be going crazy. And it's worth it for that. Okay, yeah, VJ Edgecombe, he could turn into a star, and you would end up being like, damn, I wish we didn't trade him. It's worth it at a shot to win it. It just is, Ray.
Wait. Now we're trying to win fanfare?
No, to win it.
Win it.
No, but you said
Win
it's
a
worth
title.
it just for him to show up here and for all of us to be excited.
Yeah, because you have your best shot that you're going to have. Yes. No, like you, that's like, oh, the calf. And that guy, oh, no, what are you doing? What you want is you want a chance to win a championship. And he gives you the best chance that you're going to have.
He's a season ticket holder, right? You're a season ticket holder. Think about the price that you would.
How about
your
this?
Tickets.
You give me your ticket if they make the trade, and you can say no more. I'm out, and then I'll take your
I've
ticket.
been in this whole time, and when everyone on radio is out, I've been going to games. So I don't want all of a sudden I'm out on this team. I'm always in on this team. I'm always watching this
Well,
team.
I'm just saying you can show your displeasure by giving me the ticket. I'll take it over for you.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, you got it.
What happens more on a daily basis? John mentioning Waymos or Sean Brace responding to tweets? Dutz from the YouTube desk.
It's definitely the timeline is heavy on Sean's mind.
Oh yeah, I've been going nuts this weekend. I've been after it. A lot has happened in the sports world. Let's just put it that way this weekend.
A lot on the timeline.
Yeah, I'll fire away. Look, people want to talk. I'm in. I got nothing going on. I'm sitting on the couch.
So I didn't mention Waymo, even though I almost went to it because Ray had a Waymo line from yesterday. I got a text message.
Yeah, score one for the Waymo. I was Ubering my buddy's last bartending shift and showed up at the bar, came out of that Uber, felt like I either smelled like cigs or disgusting air freshener to get rid of the cigs in which that car smelled like.
So the Uber driver is a smoker and tries to
mask it up,
cover it up, and they don't realize that it smells even worse.
Oh, it was terrible. I wanted to throw up. Now, granted, it also was coming off of a day where I was out in New Orleans, so there could have been multiple reasons why I wanted to throw up, but that was gross.
So percentage of stories that start with Ray was going here or here at a bar or Ray being somewhere where there's alcohol being served?
A lot.
70?
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Yep.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah.
Higher
Single.
or lower than Sean's stories?
Concerningly close.
I would agree. All right, what's next?
This show is great. You have Ray Dunn cooking Johnny Marks and Sean Brace sitting in silence like Mr. Magoo on the sidelines, just like Mad Mike would say. Is Brace a CEO co-host? VJ Edgecombe from the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Oh, wow.
VJ in the YouTube chat.
Hey, look, you guys are passionate in your takes. Well, it's radio. You guys let him go. Let him duke it out.
Yeah, Sean doesn't have to get involved in
No.
Yeah,
the take.
also, VJ having a CEO head coach take right there. VJ has Sirianni takes.
It's good, man. He pays attention.
Yep. Probably a big Eagle fan. All right, what's next?
John, did you really just say to trade me? Who gave you your own show? I just dropped 40 the other night, and at 2 p.m. sharp, you'll find me at the court in the Bala Plaza parking lot, ready to dunk on your ass. I mean, a man who says he's 5'10" should be able to score at least a point, right? Or do you have something to tell us? Joel Embiid from Los Angeles.
Yeah, it'd be tough to score a point on Joel.
Not going to happen.
Yeah,
There are nice basketball courts up there, though.
they are.
Have you ever played?
I have not.
Yeah, what is with the deal? Because they weren't around when I was here.
I guess that's Parks and Rec.
No, I've never seen anybody on that court.
Oh, I've seen plenty of times.
Oh, nice.
I've seen people.
Oh, yeah. Summer, you'll see runs.
We should get like MMR versus the Fanatic.
Well, it's going to be Ray one-on-one against Ricky Bowe.
Oh.
Man, you're going to force this into happening, too, because he's going to get mad, and he's going to force it to happen.
When is knockout?
March, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
so coming up next month.
Yeah, 6 months.
All right, well, we're going to have to build it up.
Yeah, obviously.
And it was last year that you knocked him out?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He's not
Does
going
it
to
happen again?
I would bet against it.
How does the positioning happen? Is it just line up and that's where you go?
Yeah, they spread us out because they want to keep, staff around people instead of just loading us up close to one.
So the play would be to be behind Ricky Bowe. You'd like to be just behind him if you're going after him.
Yeah,
right?
That'd be the idea.
Okay. All right. Any more?
It looks like the Flyers' hardcore fans don't like this coach. If that's the case, who would you bring in? If Bayless from the YouTube chat.
You'd have to ask somebody that.
What's Torch doing? Isn't he available? Bring him back.
He is available. Yeah.
Okay.
You bring him back.
Quinn Hughes, player coach?
There you go.
Yeah. It was a rhetorical question.
Hey, we did talk a lot of pucks and sticks today for the
Damn
Orange
right.
and Black faithful.
All right, the guys are coming up next. Everybody will be back tomorrow. Sean, thank you very much.
Yes.
All right. I'm sure there's going to be some good Fangio conversation coming up next with the guys. See ya.
Now on